the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. I just Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
That's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show.
Podcast.
Powered by Air Transat.
Ooh.
Maury's day was made yesterday, bro.
Oh, it happened. So Antoni from Queer Eye, he's the food and wine expert on Queer Eye. He was in Toronto yesterday to launch Cafe Appliances. And Maury has been in love with Antoni from Queer Eye for quite some time. And they would DM each other, and then I guess Antoni wound up just unfollowing Maury. It was a whole thing.
He told Maury he was doing a big, massive Instagram purge.
Right.
Meanwhile, Maury was the only person on his list that he purged.
Right. It was one. I purged one of thousands. Hundreds of thousands. Maury was the only one that got purged.
no.
Don't take it personally. So, want to play this again for you, which was Maury recorded his husband Matthew, Damnit Matthew's reaction when Maury was going through the closet trying to find the perfect outfit to wear to go and meet his number one crush at the Cafe Appliances event, Antoni from Queer Eye.
Matthew,
What?
so what do you think looks better, this suit or this suit?
Why are you asking me this at 10 o'clock at night?
Well, I need to look good for an interview on Monday, and I thought that you could help me pick out an
What
outfit.
interview?
I'm interviewing Antoni.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You're lying.
Do you know where my wedding suit is?
Excuse me?
Shouldn't I look really good for Antoni? Where's my wedding suit?
No.
Well, if I can't wear my wedding suit, what if I wear your wedding suit?
No.
Well, I need to look good for this.
All of a sudden, he worries about his clothes. Out of the blue, all of a sudden, he's worried about his looks.
Well, it's Antoni. Maybe I should do a French tuck like he does on the TV.
Okay, that'll be a first. Yeah, why did you try that hard for me?
Well, can you help me find something that's like awesome
I don't know
for
why
Antoni?
you're so concerned about your looks for Anthony.
Antoni
all
needs
of a
to.
sudden.
Well, because maybe Antoni will like me.
Like you? In what way?
You know, find me cute or whatever.
Okay. Cute? Yeah, okay. Just a little.
Should I leave my wedding ring at home?
Excuse me? Okay, well, I'll leave my wedding ring at home and I'll call Sean Desmond.
No, you can't.
I'm sliding into Sean Desmond's DMs right now.
Okay, yeah. We'll see how fast he rushes over.
He will. He's Portuguese. We're nice.
I'm going to be Antoni's toast and he'll be my avocado.
Okay. How long did it take you to think that one up?
Wow. That is a house of love.
Oh my God. 416-870-8888 is our phone number. It's the Roz and Mocha Show. Hello.
Yo, that was probably one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
What, the Damnits?
The Damnits, yo.
Wait, who is this?
I am, well, supposedly I know now that I'm Matthew's go-to at this point.
The one and only Sean Desmond. What's up, man? How are you, man?
Oh my God, I'm dying. I'm so great, man. I'm even better now. How you guys doing?
Good.
Wait, better now because you're going to keep an eye on your DMs and look out for Matthew?
I gotta watch out for Matthew sliding in, I guess.
Yeah. So he thinks that just because the two of you are Portuguese, that you would be there in a heartbeat.
There's a little. I'm pretty sure there's a little more to it than that. But,
Yeah.
you know, I'll be there for moral support, 100%.
He's got to wine and dine you first.
Right. But
Oh my God! But seriously, listen, Maury, I'm totally with Matthew though, man. Like, why you gotta, like, you know, don't get boring, man. Try hard for him too, man. He's been around for a while, and he's a Portuguese, he's a fellow pork chop, man. He loves you, guy. Come on.
Why don't you try this hard for Matthew, Maury?
Have you seen Antoni?
I have no idea. I have no idea who this gentleman is, but I'm sure. I'm not even gonna I don't think you're his type, Maury. To be honest, like I don't know, man.
Maury, is Antoni hotter than Sean Desmond?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, tell you what.
Maury, before you say anything, Sean, we have to tell you, the look on Maury's face right now, it's like...
Is he mortified?
All life just got sucked out of him, and he's trying to figure out how to navigate the rest of this conversation.
Well, Antoni has posted pictures recently of himself in his tighty whities. If you send me one of you, I can compare.
That's not the question. That's not the question. Don't move the goalposts on this, Maury. Is Antoni hotter than Sean Desmond?
Oh, snap.
Well, you know what? I guess, you know what, Maura? I guess I know the answer. You don't even have to say anything.
Oh. Yo, you just broke this guy's heart, bro.
Wow.
Damn, Maury.
Wow.
I think the love I have for Sean is different than the love I have for Antoni.
Okay. You know what? I'll take that, and I totally understand that.
That's a bogus answer.
I think
Don't
I have
stand
a
for
better
that.
chance at Antoni than I do with Sean.
Anthony unfollowed you and doesn't read your DMs. Sean is on the phone right now.
Yes. And I sometimes reply to your texts, Maury.
Yes.
Like, sometimes I do.
See?
Right.
Sean Desmond, we love you, brother. Thank you so much for calling in.
You guys are the best, man. So great to hear your guys' voices, man. Take care.
Well, that wasn't awkward at all.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So it happened. Damnit Maurie finally met Antoni.
The love of his life?
Antoni from Queer Eye. The love of his life, exactly, Mocha. The love of his life. So this started when you would just DM him all the time, and then he would DM you, and then one day he wasn't following you anymore, and you got upset. And messaged him being like, yo, what's up? And Antoni was like, don't worry about it, I just did a purge, social media, don't take it personally. And then Maury found out that he was the only one that was purged off his friends list. That's gotta hurt.
Ouch.
Antoni was in town to launch the cafe appliances, which are really dope. Check those things out. But here's the awkwardness between Damnit Maurie and Antoni from Queer Eye.
Can I just say, going into this, as you're listening, this is like Maury is on a first date. Have that in your mind as you listen to this. The nervousness of being on a first date.
Right.
All right?
Antoni!
Hi. We finally meet.
Clearly the restraining order you told me about didn't take effect. Can we undress the elephant in the room? Like, are you not sensing the sexual tension between us?
Sexual tension between us?
Wow, it's strong.
It's extremely palpable. What are you going to tell your husband?
I almost left my wedding ring at home.
Next question.
Because your name must be Coca-Cola because you're so delicious.
Oh, God. Next question. Or comment for that.
Excuse me, do you work at Little Caesars? Because you're hot and I'm ready.
I love Little Caesars. I'll take that one.
If you were a potato, I would totally mash you.
Wow, that was very aggressive.
Are you a burger? Because I'd slap those buns.
Thank you for addressing the fact that I do have a butt. My castmates made fun of me for not having one. And I
totally do.
I've been really working on my glutes. So the fact that you just objectified them, I actually welcome that with open arms. So thank you very much.
I've noticed that because you post a lot of photos in your underwear.
Next.
Well, that's the thing, is that you can call it objectifying all you want, but really you're just going through his Instagram feed at that point, right?
Right.
Being, let's talk about the one from last Sunday. What about the one from last Thursday? People never want to talk about those.
What about the one from last night?
Yeah.
Okay, so it recently came out that you've seen your co-stars' winkies.
Oh.
How can you work with someone once you've seen them naked? And what's the trick to seeing a coworker naked?
Weird. First of all, let's address the fact that you called it a winky. I don't think anyone's ever called that before.
Well, I want to be polite around you.
We share a trailer. We share one trailer. We're not in our own little rooms. We change in front of each other all the time, and we're very close, and things are gonna flop out sometimes when we're changing and we're in a rush. It's the nature of it. They're like my brothers. We've all been to camp. We've all been in gym locker rooms, or most of us have. It's a thing. They're human bodies. We don't make a big deal out of it.
I'm such a child.
Blushing.
Wow.
And if it couldn't get any more awkward.
More awkward?
Dude. This is when the conversation of unfollowing comes up.
Oh. Okay.
You are one of the quirkiest people I've ever met in my entire life. I'm kind of fascinated by you. I want to learn about your parents. I want to speak to your school teachers growing up.
Why the hell did you unfollow me?
Maury, we've been through this. I knew you were going to bring it up. I had a talk with my therapist, and I need healthy boundaries in my life, so I follow people who I'm close with. Now we've met in person, and we're starting to form a friendship. Don't push it. Do not give Instagram that much importance.
I talked to my therapist, and he told me to bring it up.
You're nuts, and I love you. Thank you for having me.
How are we going to end this?
Are we this relationship?
No, this interview. Where do we go from here?
I think the next thing we have to do when I visit Toronto next time, we have to do an interview at a restaurant. I didn't get to have poutine this time, and I would love to have that, and there's nobody I'd love to share. No.
You know who's a great cook? My husband. Come over.
Fine, then your husband.
You bring your little friend. You bring your little friend.
No, we're gonna have a date where we're gonna go to Barry's Boot Camp, and then we're gonna go eat. We're gonna go for a poutine taste testing, and then we're gonna end up coming home. And by that time, you're gonna have your cafe appliances, and your husband is gonna use them to make us a delicious meal.
Matthew, it's on.
It's on.
Wow. Matthew, I would like you to cater my affair.
Yeah, that'll go over real well.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Question for you. At what age do you officially turn into your parents?
Oh, no. Okay.
And I'll say this because there's difference for men and women. It's two different numbers that have come up. Very similar, but two different numbers. I'll give you an example. So for women, the age that you start becoming your mother, you start taking up hobbies that your mother would enjoy, right?
So like, okay, for ladies, I'm going to say it's like 30s, like...
No, I need specifics.
Okay.
30s doesn't cut it.
Okay, ladies, I'll say 35.
Okay.
And guys, I would say 30. I'll say younger for guys. Okay, so ladies, I'll say 35, and guys, I'll say 32.
So some of the things that they say, again, with the women, it's like you take up hobbies that your mother would enjoy or that are motherly. They use knitting, but it could be anything. Using cliches and expressions that your mother uses.
Okay.
And then it's what age do you also start looking like your mother physically, where your body starts morphing into your mother's body. Okay. And for guys, the physical stuff is what happens first. Physically, you start becoming your father. Oof. That's the first sign.
Yeah.
And then you start doing things like making sure that all the lights are turned off in rooms that nobody's in.
Yeah.
Dressing more conservatively. And then starting to believe that your father's political opinions are right, as opposed to all those years that you thought that he was an animal. For what he believed
can I change my
politically.
answer then?
Yes.
Okay. So for guys, I'm going to say 38, and I'm actually going to say... I'm going to stick with 35 for ladies.
Maury, what do you
35
say?
and 38.
I became my dad at like late 20s, early 30s. I started banging cans to get a discount and changing price tags at an early age.
Wow.
I even look like my dad. I sound like my dad.
You're like a cast member from Shameless, Maury. Right? But you do very much look
The worst is
like
when
your
my dad and I are shirtless. We have the same body.
What do you do when you're shirtless?
Oh, like together?
Yeah.
Barbecue or swim.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. So when you go to your dad's place for a barbecue and you get into the backyard, y'all like just whip off your shirts and stand around the barbecue?
It's the rule. There's a sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which in my head makes sense. Like when I see that happening, I'm like, yeah, it's a hot August day. You're in the backyard. There is a pool. You're where you have no shirts on.
Yeah.
But when Maury says when I go to my dad's house and we take our shirts off,
it's like you're going to wrestle in the backyard. Okay, so what's the answer? What's the answer?
happening? Okay, so for women, it's 33. For guys, it's 34.
Yes.
For women, it's 33. For guys, it's 34.
That's the age that you turn into your parents officially.
So I was closer with my first answer for guys because I said 32.
Or as my dad would say, that is right.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
It's funny. Earlier, we were talking about at what age do you officially become your parents?
Yeah.
And
we never asked you.
Yeah.
How old you were when you realized that you were like either like your mom or your dad.
Yeah. See, it's interesting because
was it a study or it was a survey?
Yeah, no, it was a survey,
and they found that women turn into their mothers at
33.
And guys turn into their fathers at
34.
Okay.
And it's down to things like for women, you start taking up this sort of hobbies that your mother may enjoy. You start using cliches and expressions that your mothers would probably use. And then you start looking physically more like your mother. And then with your guys and your dads, it's the physicality stuff happens first. Mm-hmm. So it's the losing the hair and your body morphs into your father's. And then it's doing things like turning off the lights in rooms that nobody's in. Because your dad always used to do stuff like that, dressing more conservatively, and then taking on your father's
I do the
political
lights thing.
opinion.
I do the lights thing a lot.
It's funny. See, with me, it's with my dad, it's interesting because there's just little triggers that things that remind me of my dad, because I don't think I've become my father.
Yeah.
But my brother, on the other hand, my brother and I live in the same house. If you don't know, we talk about that before. He and his wife live upstairs, and then my family lives sort of on the main floor. Yeah, it's great. I really love it. But my brother burps like my dad. Right? And so every now and then, if I'm just like walking in the house or whatever it is and he's home, I will hear him burp, and I always just go, "Dad burp," right?
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, so because I don't have a lot of those things. Like because when my dad died, there was no sort of like nobody had a video camera like on your phone and all this stuff. And so I don't have any stuff like that. Like I don't have anything of him talking, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't have any sort of video or, with him laughing or talking, but there's just little things. And that is just the one little thing that every single time my brother burps, it sounds just like my dad.
Yeah.
And I find it so ridiculous that the thing that I carry, like that one sort of triggering sense that I get of like my dad, is when my brother's gassy. It's the weirdest thing, but also it is so my dad that it's not even funny.
Yeah.
So I mean, I agree with that, because I think around 34 is really, when you start looking like your parents.
Well,
too.
I'm glad that my dad Vern still got a head full of hair,
right?
And he's like right up into his 70s
he's
now.
skinny.
And he's skinny,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Discover Transat's family collection of hotels in 9 sun destinations. This collection features hotels offering special family perks such as solo parent options, extended kids club hours, and that way, parents can enjoy a romantic dinner on the beach.
Yeah, there's also resorts that let kids stay and eat for free. Plus, Air Transat, which I love, has a kids club to make flying so much more fun, which is free for kids between 2 and 11. And it costs you nothing to sign up, and we cannot stress this enough. The perks, though, after you do sign your kid up, are exceptional when it comes to taking your family on vacation. There's a dedicated family check-in counter at the airport, priority boarding, which when you see other people boarding first, you're always like,
yeah.
What'd you do? How much you pay? It's free. Just sign your kids up with Kids Club.
I had a couple of kids.
Yeah.
And I signed up for Kids Club.
Exactly. And you get a ton of onboard surprises, and they're really, really great for kids. They're
Go
really
to
great for kids.
airtransats.com for all the info.
Okay, now let's take a phone call.
Okay. Hi, this is the Roz and Mocha Show. Who's this?
Hi, this is Lindsay with my son Oliver. He wanted to call in and talk to Roz and Mocha.
Oh, all right. What's up, Oliver?
Can you guys play mouse charades for me?
Oh, damn. You like that game, huh?
Yeah.
All right. How old are you, Oliver?
6.
And is Mouse Charades your favorite game?
Yes.
Yeah? What do you like about Mouse Charades?
That you always win, Mocha.
That's great.
All right.
When's the last time we played Mouse Charades? Has it been a while?
Yeah, weeks, man.
Last month, Maury says. Okay, we can hook that up for you, little man.
He really likes listening to you guys on the podcast. Every time we have any, I'll say, spare time, whether we come home from work or school, it's always we walk in the door and he wants to listen to Roz and Mocha.
Oh, that's super sweet. So, Oliver, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Roz.
Oh, dude.
Wait. So,
What?
Roz is your favorite, but you like it when I win Mouse Charades?
Did you?
Yes, I don't know why. Just so weird.
I don't know why, just because. All right, Oliver, give us a minute to get everything organized, and we'll play Mouse Charades for you, okay?
Thanks.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
And now it's time for the game everybody loves to play.
It's like charades, but you make the noise of clues with your mouth. It's mouth charades. So get ready, get silly, and start to make those mouth charades.
Yes.
One of my favorite games that we play on the Roz and Mocha Show.
Do we need to give Mocha a moment to score everything and see where we're all at?
No. So the way Mouse Charades works, very much like regular charades, which is you give the clues only making sounds with your mouth. Damnit Maurie will be giving the clues. We'll go back and forth between Mocha and I on guessing.
Yep.
In the past, I've not done well at all with Mouse Charades. I am strong and confident enough to say that this is not my strong. I can't even say it right. I don't win a lot.
You got one.
You don't win ever.
I don't win ever. I've never won mouse charades.
You got one last time.
I've never won mouse charades.
So what you're going to hear is a ding to signify the 20 seconds that Roz and I both have to guess the mouth charade clue from Damnit Maurie.
Right.
And then a double buzz to signify the end of that 20 seconds.
Right.
In front of Damnit Maurie, he's got the clues.
Okay. So, Damnit Maurie, who would you like to start with?
Let's give you a chance.
Okay. Thank you.
Ooh, wow. So polite.
Right.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah. And make sure you sit on your hands. No pantomiming, no hand motions, no nothing.
Literally hands under bum.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Well, you're supposed to guess.
Oh, that is, it's like, I'm so obsessed with looking at that mouth. I can't
That's
even.
what she said.
I can't even concentrate. I don't even know.
High heels walking across the floor.
Oh.
It was a hardwood floor.
Oh. Yeah, exactly.
This is a Mocha word.
Okay, Mocha.
Okay.
Hold on. The font is so small.
And you wear glasses.
Jesus.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
That is pushing a door, pushing weights, lifting weights, lifting something heavy.
I'm going to give it to you.
Did I get it?
I'm going to give it to you. Lifting something heavy.
That's what I just said. You need glasses for your ears.
So then you're right.
Yeah, I know.
Now you know why I hate playing this game, right? There's not one part of this game that's funny or interesting or entertaining. Maurie's about to pass away in the middle of mouse charades.
Okay, next word.
The funny, I had an out of mouth moment.
Okay.
Roz word.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
That's the same bloody thing you did last time.
Ew. Look at that mouth and tongue, bro. Ew. That was probably the grossest thing I've ever seen you do on the show.
Don't say that. My husband's listening. Okay. It was a running horse.
I didn't even guess. Why didn't you let the man guess?
It went.
Oh, yeah, my time ran out.
Even still.
Okay.
That sounded exactly the same as the high heels walking across.
It's not my
hardwood
fault
floor.
if high heels sound like a running horse.
Okay, do high heels. Do running horse. Now you know why I don't win.
But you didn't guess on
now
either.
You know why I don't win.
All right, it's my turn.
Okay.
Drinking, sucking in, breathing in air. Drinking a juice box. Oh, sucking through a straw.
Yes.
Oh, that's 2-0. 2-0. That's 2-0. You all right?
Me?
Yes.
Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Leave me out of this.
This is, but you're my opponent.
Nah, leave me out of this.
Okay, Roz word.
All right, here we go.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. Like somebody being electrocuted. Somebody, I don't know. That's. Oh my God! You know what that is? That is the anti-missile
The buzzer
siren,
went.
right? Is it an anti-missile siren?
It is not.
No, it is
Sounds
not.
like it though.
What was that?
Mariah Carey singing at a high pitch.
Oh, shut your
And
mouth!
today is her birthday. Happy birthday to
Nobody
Mariah Carey.
cares.
I do. The lambs do.
One more.
Okay, here we go.
What's the score? Never mind.
It's 2-0, by the way. All right, ready, Maury?
Yeah.
Oh, that is drinking, Pouring out a soda can. Opening a can.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh! Opening a can! Opening a can! Opening a can! 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0.
Can we just end this now, please?
No, I'd like to do one more
No,
buzzword.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, you are.
I know, but this is so much fun.
Because I won.
God.
And that is how you play mouth charades, baby.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So Mariah did 2 nights in and around the city last night. So last night was at Rama, and then the night before was at the Sony Center. Damnit Maurie, come in here for a second. Damnit Maurie went to both shows.
You did?
Yeah, I mean, not by choice.
What do you mean not by choice?
My husband's like a super fan.
Yeah. And made you go?
You got to do things for your spouse once in a while.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Yeah. Thank God today's payday, huh?
Yeah, the only nice thing Maurie ever does all revolve around Mariah for Matthew. The engagement, the holiday shows. Last night you got his record signed.
Yeah, by Mariah.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you meet her?
I ran up to the front of the stage and waved the record, and she signed it for Matthew.
Oh, that's
and then he
nice.
hugged me saying, "You're the best husband." And I said, "I know."
I know. But Maury emailed me the other night, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're part of the Mariah show."
Who is?
I am.
Roz
You
Weston.
are? Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. So,
and you didn't know?
I had no idea. So Maury's freaking out, saying, "Oh my God, you're part of the Mariah show." So I guess what happens is before she goes into some of the songs from Glitter, they run this giant montage because earlier this year, the soundtrack to Glitter shot back into the top 10.
Yeah.
Because fans were having listening parties before Mariah's new album came out. And Glitter isn't available on streaming sites, so fans were forced to buy Glitter, which then put Glitter, the album, back into the top 10.
With the hashtag Justice for Glitter.
It was Justice for Glitter. So everybody was like, this is Glitter's redemption.
Damn.
And I was doing ET Canada Live one day, and we talked about this. So here's a clip of me during Mariah's show. You can't hear it very well, but just proof that it's there. Okay, so here's the actual clip from ET Canada Live. So listen to this now.
It's jumped back into the top 10 in the U.S. and it hit number 1 in the Philippines overnight. Mariah herself tweeted, "Not sure what's happening, but I love it. The Lamley is amazing at getting hashtag Justice for Glitter."
Well,
when you put something in demand, you realize that people still will pay for it. Like fans still will, pay money for it. I think that's fantastic.
So that's the clip that they ran during Mariah's show.
Super nice.
Now,
they don't have to get your permission to use you in the show, right?
No. But they didn't run what I said immediately after talking about Justice for Mariah. And this is what had me taking shots from Mariah fans for 5 days after. So Mariah plays the clip of me saying Justice for Glitter.
Yeah.
Then they cut the tape. This is what I said right after.
The album is garbage, though.
That's the thing. Like, I mean, even Mariah.
Hold on. I need a minute. I wonder why she didn't include this part of the show.
The album is garbage,
Yeah,
though.
that's
right?
the thing. Like, I mean, even Mariah fans have to admit, like, it wasn't a good movie.
I understand. If you're going through the
music was not
catalog,
good,
though,
yeah.
like when you're going through the catalog,
If you have to rank them, I think Glitter's on the bottom. I think.
But if you're committed to listening to binging on all Mariah's albums, Glitter has to be in there, absolutely, and not faulting you for that. But man,
Wingard
it must
says-
hurt to pay for that though a little bit.
Oh my God.
Right. So they cut it at that point. Now, let me just clarify something, okay?
Sure.
I'm not necessarily thinking that the album is garbage. I know there's a couple songs on it. The movie was garbage. We all know that. The album, but if you are ranking Mariah albums, and this is what I was trying to say to fans, I know I said it was garbage, and I got beat up for a long time over that by the Lamley. I know I said that, but if you are ranking Mariah albums, Glitter has to be close to the bottom, if not the bottom.
Absolutely. There are great songs on it.
Okay.
But it's not your favorite.
Glitter is definitely On my list of Mariah albums,
yes,
the very bottom.
Right.
At the tippy top would be Emancipation of Mimi.
Now, can
And
I
the
just...
Rainbow album would be up there, all these other things.
So can I just tell you, when Maury told me that I was part of the Mariah show, why my heart sank? Because I immediately thought that they were running clips of people trashing it. And that she was touring around the world right now, playing the clip of me saying it's garbage with my name underneath it.
The album is garbage.
And I was not prepared for the backlash that would have happened.
You're like, please let them not use that 1.24 seconds.
Roz
of that
wrote
clip.
back the album is garbage.
Anyway, they didn't play that part.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So let me explain the Florida Man Challenge and why the Florida Man Challenge can exist. And while, yes, it's still fun to laugh at Florida, the reason the Florida Man Challenge exists is a reason that we should all be completely envious of. So the Florida Man Challenge is you type in hashtag Florida Man and your date of birth in Google. And it will spit out some crazy headline because Florida is just full of crazy. We all know that. About something that happened in Florida that correlates with your birthday. So what is your Florida Man Challenge, Mocha?
Half nude Florida man wearing underwear marked, quote, breathalyzer, blow here, arrested for DUI.
Right. Okay, cool. Maury, what is your Florida Man Challenge?
Florida man threatens to kill neighbor with kindness, the name of his machete.
Right. My Florida Man Challenge is Florida Man 22 allegedly attacked mother with sausages. Now, Florida has always been a hotbed. Forever. Whenever you hear a crazy story, you're just like, oh my God, it's Florida.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that the Florida Challenge can exist. And like I said, it's a reason that we should all be envious of. And one, Florida has a huge population. So there are crazy things that happen in Texas, California, New York. You just don't hear about it. Because Florida has what they call the Government in the Sunshine Act. What the Government in the Sunshine Act is, it's from 1909. And they've been proud of this tradition, which means all government business is public business and therefore should be available to the public. So basically, public officials are required to open all their meetings, even unofficial ones. Because of this, any arrest report is freely available to all reporters. And then they use this to pad out arrest stories as entertainment in their news. And then bloggers go searching for these things, for the funny mugshots and the funny stories to use as clickbait. So, and it's so deep that one of the governors in Florida in 2008 had to invite a reporter to his wedding. What? Because it was a government official with other government officials gathering where they could potentially talk about government things. So he had to invite a reporter to his wedding to make sure that it was all documented and they weren't hiding anything. So the reason we should be envious, yes, we can laugh at Florida, right? Because a guy beating his mother with sausages is funny, right? But what this does is that it allows journalists and citizens to uncover and monitor corruption, conflicts of interest, and abuse, because nothing is secret. So imagine for a second, yes, you may have man allegedly attacks mother with sausages, or
nude Florida man wearing underwear marked breathalyzer, blow here, arrested for DUI.
Or
Florida man threatens to kill neighbor with kindness, the name of his machete.
Right, but imagine everything that we have now, all the secrets in the town you live in the city you live in the province you live in, and in this country. Imagine for a second how different things would be if all government business was public business.
Wow.
Where there were no secrets.
Well, you just made the Florida Man Challenge so serious now.
It should be. You can laugh at Florida, but we should all also very much envy Florida.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, this is the Roz and Mocha Show. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Shirley.
What's up, Shirley?
Since I saw Damnit Maurie's Instagram story yesterday, he finished with the boot camp challenge. I want Roz and Maury to do the arm challenge again because I feel like, you know what, maybe this time Maury's going to win.
Okay, hold on. What happened? Maury, come in here. I don't follow Maury on social media, so...
How dare you?
What? I don't know what Maury posted on his stories. What was it that you posted on stories?
I did the 19-day Face Yourself challenge at my boot camp Berries, and
What
it's
does that mean, face
19
yourself?
classes in 30 days.
Okay.
So I've completed the challenge.
You did?
Yeah, I won. I won the gift.
What was the gift?
A tote bag and a glass of champagne.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right.
so congratulations, I guess.
Thank
right?
you, thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Can't you tell?
a round of applause.
Yeah, it shows.
So Shirley, now you want Maury to do what now?
Do the arm challenge again.
Oh, you beat Roz at an arm wrestle again.
Oh, an arm wrestle. You called it an arm challenge. You talk like my mother.
I'm not from here. Shut up.
Do the arm challenge.
So you want Damnit Maurie to face off against Roz in arm wrestling again?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you want to stay on the phone for this, Shirley, so you can hear the outcome?
For sure. Heck yeah.
Okay. So in the past, this is like, I don't know, round 8 or 9. I've stopped counting. Every single time Roz wins.
I mean, he wins, but does he really win?
Yes, he wins. If he beats you, that means he won.
Yeah.
So, yes. Currently, Roz is undefeated.
Right. So, you know what I always say? The 3 greatest things in life, the things that I enjoy more than anything else.
Yeah.
1, having my butt tickled before I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
2 is Nothing But a Good Time by Poison.
Yeah.
And 3 is beating Damnit Maurie in an arm wrestle.
Okay.
So if you're ready, I'm ready. I'm not even going to take my jacket off, Maurie. I was just about to leave.
Oh, well, thanks for sticking around.
I got stuff to do.
Okay, I will, however, roll up my sleeve.
I'm a little chilly today, so I'm not gonna take it up. But you're gonna roll up your sleeve?
Yeah.
And you're going to go right arm, right arm.
Right arm, right arm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maury! Did you see that?
No, what did he do?
You didn't even see what he did.
What did he
He
do?
was sucking on his thumb
It's a
just
nervous
now.
thing. It's a
I'm not
nervous
doing
thing.
it now.
No, I won't.
Why would you
No,
suck
I'm
on
not
your
doing it
thumb like
now.
a baby?
I'm not doing it now. Your thumb was literally just in your mouth.
Yeah, that's weird.
Not happening.
Why would you do that?
Not
That's
happening.
so
It's a nervous
weird.
thing I do.
Not
No,
happening.
it's not. That's the
No.
first time. We've known you for almost 10
Okay,
years
what if
now.
I go to my locker and get one of my plastic gloves?
Nope, not happening.
I will get a latex. I will get a latex glove.
Yeah.
Okay, go get one of your plastic gloves. Like a rubber, like a weirdo latex glove.
Dude, like
that's
legit
so
just
weird.
now, his thumb was in his mouth. He was
Why
sucking
he
on his
doing
thumb.
that? And I like how Maury says that, oh no, it's just something that I do all the time. Do you not think that we would goof on him constantly
Yeah.
if he was a thumb sucker? Right?
That's literally the first time he's ever sucked his thumb in front of us.
Right.
And I think the next important question is, oh, look, you just walked back in.
Why do you suck your thumb?
Yeah?
No, not why do you suck your thumb. Why do you
Yes,
have
great, thank you.
white latex gloves in your locker?
Well, you never know when you're going to need latex gloves.
Look at this. Dude, you look so weird. You look so weird. Okay.
Now will you play with me, Roz?
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, here we go.
So, right arm. Shirley, are you ready for this?
Yes, I am ready for this.
Roz versus Damnit Maurie, arm wrestling on 3, 2, 1, go. Even through the latex gloves. Oh no. So there you go, Shirley. Roz once again remains undefeated. And still.
Oh my God. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Shirley.
Thanks, bye.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is.
Got a problem you can't fix? Roz and Mocha got you.
Hey, Cindy. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. How are you?
Hi, good. I'm good. How are you?
Amazing. We're going to try to help you out here.
Okay.
Cindy, you wrote us this. Roz and Mocha Fix My Life. My husband and I have been married for a year, dating for 6 years. Congratulations on that. We're still in a long-distance relationship because his work is in the U.S., and he and his family want me to move to Windsor or California for the sake of my husband's job. I don't want to move, and he doesn't want to move. I guess he doesn't want to move back here with you are. We're stuck because no one is willing to leave their current life. So where is your husband?
So right now he lives in Ann Arbor with his parents, and he works in Michigan.
Okay, so he works in Michigan, and you live where? In Toronto?
Yeah, I live in Scarborough.
Wait,
So why does
do
he-
they? First of all, big up Scarborough. Why do they want you to move either to Windsor or California? Like, I understand Windsor because Detroit's right there.
Yeah.
But like, why California? That's on the other side of the U.S.
I think because he's an engineer, so there's work for him there too, for a car company.
So does he travel a lot from Michigan to California?
No, but he said if I don't want to move to Windsor, maybe we can start a new life in California.
Fair enough. How often do you guys see each other?
Every other weekend.
Yeah.
And has this been the way, this exact way for the past 6 years?
Yeah, except for the past, in the beginning of our relationship, he was studying Waterloo.
Okay.
So that it was kind of long distance there, but that was like nothing.
What do you do?
A caseworker.
A caseworker. Okay, cool.
Is there job opportunity for you as a caseworker either in Windsor or California?
Probably more likely in Windsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what has the discussion been between you and your husband then? I mean, is there like any type of compromise whatsoever on either side, or you are just both not willing to leave your lives where you're set right now?
Yeah, basically we both don't want to move yet.
Why don't you want to move?
Mostly my job, my family, and my friends are here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in situations like this, it's one person's going to move, the other person's going to move, or you guys are going to decide together on moving to a sort of third place and starting fresh, which I guess in your case would be the California option.
Yeah.
California, very beautiful, by the way.
Way better than Windsor.
Yeah, way better than Windsor. So I mean, it's you're in a tough spot, but it comes down to the debate as to who should be the one that moves. You can break it down to a lot of different things. And I don't want to say whose job is more important, because that's a crass way of saying it. But when you are building a future with somebody, right, which you and your husband are, first of all, you have to live together at some point. You can't.
Yeah,
you guys are going to be, it's going to take you years to accomplish what other couples can do in just months with only seeing each other every other weekend.
Had you ever lived together before?
Yeah, he actually worked from home for a year. So we lived together for a year.
So it comes down to, who has the most people who are depending on them in that particular area. That's one factor. So if you live in Scarborough and you have like family members that need you, maybe you're taking care of somebody who's old, maybe all this stuff, right? So that's one check mark on that side. If his job, pays a lot more, not that the money is the only thing, but if his job pays a lot more and will provide you guys and, where you could then go and find something else in that area, then that's one check for him. But I think that what you need to do is write everything down, okay? And then on one side, it's going to say, my husband. And then on the other side, you're going to write Scarborough. And then on that side, you're going to write your friends, your job, your family, the mall you like,
Scarborough Town Center,
knowing where all the TV stations are on the cable remote off by heart. You're going to write all this stuff down, okay?
Okay.
And then you're going to go through the list and you're going to go, do I pick my husband over knowing where all the channels are on my cable remote? Yes, I pick my husband. Do I pick my husband over Scarborough Town Center? Yeah, I pick my husband over Scarborough Town Center.
Scarborough Town Center, pretty lit though.
Okay, then you're going to go, do I pick my husband over maybe seeing my family and friends, a couple of times a year? Do I pick my husband over the house that I live in right now and that I love? And then he's going to do the same thing, right? And then you guys have to have a conversation, because it's not what you're willing to give up, okay? It's how bad do you want this to work? Because it's not going to work. You guys aren't going to be married for 40 years seeing each other every other weekend. That's no way to live.
Yeah.
It's going to breed contempt. And at some point, somebody will resent their decision. And that is when things get ugly in a relationship, is when resentment kicks in. And he has to do this too. Now, the option of California seems very appealing to me, because one of the main reasons why somebody won't move in a long distance relationship is that if somebody lives in, Vancouver and their partner lives in Winnipeg, the guy who lives in Vancouver or the woman who lives in Vancouver is like, I am not leaving Vancouver winters to go and live in Winnipeg. Like stuff like weather matters.
Yeah.
A lot to people.
And in Winnipeg, fun fact, it's winter like all year round.
All the time.
Basically.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
I would not go there.
So I would say somebody's going to move. right? And you guys can't just both sit there and dig your heels in.
Before we wrap things up, Cindy, had you talked about this situation with your husband prior to getting married? Because this has been a situation that's been happening for years. Like, had you talked about a plan and figure out who's going to move where and try to get the two of you in the same home?
Yeah, so originally before we got married, so while we were engaged, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Well, I told him I was willing to go there, like maybe later, not now, like after, because right now I'm like 29, so maybe a few years later, I'm willing to move there. And then he said he would be willing to move here after he finishes his master's, so that he can get a job here. So we kind of both said something, but right now nothing is working out.
Is he making a lot of money?
Yeah, more than here.
You got to put the financials into play here too. I know that sucks. And I know it sucks that when you're in a relationship and somebody makes way more than you, it makes you feel insignificant in situations like this. And it shouldn't, but it is a factor. It is a factor.
All right, Cindy?
All right, thank you so much.
Okay,
no worries.
love.
Thanks for reaching out.
Thank you. Okay.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life, only on Kiss.
When are you too old to use certain slang terms? That's the question.
Depends on what the slang is, I think.
Okay, let me go through a couple of them.
Sure.
So a new survey asks people, when are you too old to use slang terms like bae and hangry?
I think hangry is... It's funny because people have been using hangry a lot in the past, 2 years. But I thought that word was around...
Forever.
Like forever, ever.
Yeah.
Are you looking for specific ages?
Yeah, so the majority of people say you need to stop using slang when you hit what age? There is an age that they decided on.
Okay, I'm going to say that the survey says...
Majority of people say...
Survey says 52 years old. Survey says. That's what I think.
So some of the words before I get to how old.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tell me the words.
That you should stop saying.
Okay. If you're at this particular age, according to the survey.
Things like fleek.
Okay. I don't know. I'd like to hear a 90-year-old use fleek.
Hangry.
Yeah.
Bae. When referring to something as the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And also clap back.
Ooh, with the clap back. You know what? I would love to hear a 90-year-old use all of those words.
Okay, let's not, I would like to hear 90-year-olds, but because that's just funny, though. So, let's dial it back.
Okay. I wouldn't have a problem with my dad, Vern.
No, but you're just doing it for jokes, though. Like, what age do you look at somebody and say, oh, man, stop.
Okay, like if I saw one of the nerds, in a three-piece walking down the hallway that works in this building.
Yeah.
Say, check out my briefcase. It's pretty fleek. Hey, guys.
Okay.
Then I'd be like...
Man, jeez.
Then I'd be like, bro, how old are you?
Okay. So however old that guy is?
However old that guy is.
Okay, Maury, what do you say?
I'm going to say 40.
40.
But then there are terms where it's okay if you're 40. Like, if you bring back terms from the olden days, then I think those are slangs you can use.
Like?
Bee's knees.
No.
Cat's meow.
No.
But I think these terms, I'm going to say 40. Although hangry, I think, is an okay one for anyone to use.
So what's the survey say?
43.
43?
Oh, snap. You can't use them anymore.
I don't use them, which is great.
What you talking about, bae?
What do I use?
Hangry?
When have I ever said I'm hangry?
I've never heard, up until now, I've never heard you say hangry.
No, when have I ever said hangry?
Can we hear you say some of the terms?
I've just said it 3 times.
Say fleek.
Fleek.
Yeah, I
See?
you sound weird
you
saying
overpronounce.
that. You might as well walk in here and be like, hey guys, check out my new briefcase.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yesterday we were talking about slang terms and at what age you should stop using slang.
Like the cool slang. I think they said 43 was the age that you should stop. But I'm going to say he's younger than that, bro.
The reason why I bring this up is because, ironically, a news station in Toledo, Ohio, a CBS station, 4 of their news anchors last night, and this blew up on Twitter.
Okay.
4 of their news anchors last night did a segment where they're integrating slang terms, words, into their broadcast.
But as a goof or legit?
No, I think I think it was a little bit of both. I think they knew. Just listen to this.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was they were like trying to be funny.
Okay.
But it just came off just awkward.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Good morning, TPS students. It is testing week, and it's time to slay all day.
Yeet! Stay woke, be on fleek, and get that Gucci breakfast.
Goals. Say bye, Felicia, to that testing stress. Weather's going to be turned, right, Chris?
Yes! Toledo weather gonna be lit during testing week. A hundo P chance of success. You've got this, kids. Steve, how about that traffic? Are we looking
Better than we're talking turn. FOMO won't be an issue. No traffic problems around any TPS schools to keep you from taking those tests.
Okay. First of all, it's a total goof. It's a total goof.
I don't know.
It's a total goof.
I think somebody who works there behind the scenes was like, guys,
Yeah. No.
I wrote this script. If you read it,
No
I
way.
promise you will sound like the 4 coolest people in Toledo, Ohio.
Hell no. We're all missing the joke on this. This is a goof. I don't know why they did it, but it's a goof. Nobody who was saying all that stuff was legit thinking that they were doing something where somebody would think that they were cool. The whole thing is a goof. And anybody who doesn't understand that it's a goof, you're delusional.
This is why aliens haven't come here yet.
No,
Reads
it's
one
not.
tweet.
No. People are so dumb. Why are you so dumb, people?
Another tweet reads, I hate this so much that I just finished watching it at least 20 times.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So they win.
Another person wrote, I'm a white person and I apologize.
Yeah. The last guy in the video was a black guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you can tell. Because he actually sounded like he knew what he was talking about.
Another person said, I thought I had stopped letting hate into my heart, but here we are. I'm going to go pray now.
Good morning, TPS students. It is testing week, and it's time to slay all day.
Yeet! Stay woke, be on fleek, and get that Gucci breakfast.
Goals. Say bye, Felicia, to that testing stress. Weather's going to be turned, right, Chris?
Yes! Toledo weather gonna be lit during testing week. A hundo P chance of success. You've got this, kids. Steve, how about that traffic? Are we looking
Better than we're talking turn. FOMO won't be an issue. No traffic problems around any TPS schools to keep you from taking those tests.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, it's Roz Mocha. Who's this?
Hi, Roz and Mocha Tree.
What up, Reese? How are you?
Good. I got a riddle for you guys.
Oh, you have a riddle. Okay, go for it.
Holy. Okay, Reese.
Okay. I don't know if I'll mess this up because I just created it.
You made up the riddle?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
So, I downloaded 3 games, but I only have 2. How is this possible?
You downloaded 3 games, but you only have 2. Because one of the games is a 2-in-1.
No.
Oh.
You downloaded 3 games. Where'd you download them from?
Steam.
Steam.
Is that legal or is that pirated content?
It's legal.
Okay, just check.
You downloaded 3. Oh, but you only have 2 because one of them you didn't like, so you deleted it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, Reese.
No problem.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, let me throw this new phrase out here for you.
Okay.
Gymtimidation.
Oh, gymtimidation.
Gymtimidation.
Sounds very
According to a new
serious.
survey, half of the people they polled out of 2,000 have expressed fear of working out in front of others.
Oh, gym is in G-Y-M.
Yes. What do you think, gym is in a guy?
Yeah.
Like people are afraid of gyms.
I don't know. Stupid studies come out all the time.
Gymtimidation are people who are afraid of working out in front of others. It may sound silly, but as many as 50% say they experience that when around others at their fitness clubs. Nearly a third, 32% of respondents reported feelings of intimidation when working out near someone who is in excellent shape. Another 17 say that they grow intimidated when exercising in front of somebody of the opposite sex.
I've felt every single one of those things.
Have you?
Every single one.
Really?
I have definitely been gym-timidated.
You have?
Yeah.
You've been
Oh my God, of
gym-timidated?
course. All the time.
Are you gym-timidated, Maurie? Because Maurie goes, you don't go to the gym that much anymore, Mocha.
Bro, I stopped going to the gym 1 week before our son Cruz was born.
Right.
It's been almost 2 years since I've stepped foot in the gym. No, I'm not proud of that.
Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted applause for that.
No, I don't want. I need to get back. Are you kidding? My fat ass don't need to be eating more pizza.
You hide it well.
Yeah. No, you don't look any different. Yeah, you look great.
Wait, so all that gym work that I put in before meant nothing?
That's true.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's move on. I'm not going to get myself out of this. There's no easy way out. There's no easy way out. I choose to bail.
You feel gym-intimidated right now?
I feel exactly.
You're not even in a gym.
No. Maury, do you feel gym-intimidation?
No, not at all.
No.
I find.
Get out of here. Yeah, you do.
No, but I go all the time. I find the hot guys all around me sort of motivation. Like it's eye candy. It's something to look at to pass the time.
But what about when you're in the gym and he goes, all right, fellas, shirts off?
I just look at everyone taking their shirts off.
But you don't take your shirt off?
Hell no.
Why not?
Because I'm not as good as everybody else is. And I know that if my husband found out I took my shirt off at the gym, that things would be worse at home.
So that is gym intimidation.
No, it's Matthew intimidation.
No, it's not. You don't. Matthew is secondary in this. You don't want to be shirtless in front of guys who have rock hard bodies who are shirtless. Yes, it is. That's exactly what this is. Then what is it?
That's just, I'd rather just look at you than you look at me.
But what?
That sounds so weird.
I know. But when they say at the gym, first of all, when you go to a gym where they're like, all right, boys, shirts off, it's super weird.
Yeah, take all my money.
Yeah. So that is exactly what this is, though, is that you feel intimidated being around people who have better bodies than you at the gym.
No, I go because of their better bodies.
But...
No, I'm there because I like looking at them.
I know. Okay, listen, pause for 1 second. I'm not saying that you don't go there to look at hard bodies, but
it's
you
the
feel
cheapest $30 I've paid to look at them.
You feel intimidated with your own body within that room of people with great bodies.
No, I'm ashamed.
That's okay.
That's what it is, man.
No, there's a difference between ashamed and intimidation.
It's the same thing.
I don't think so.
That's exactly what we're talking about here.
No.
Okay. Yes. Anyway, that's why I don't go to the gym.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix? Roz and Mocha got you.
Hi, Angela. It's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Doing great. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much.
All right, Angela, you wrote us this. Roz and Mocha, Fix My Life. I'm a 27-year-old woman, and I'm on all the dating apps. I've been on too many first dates to count. I'm very picky and can tell quickly if I like a guy, so second dates rarely ever happen. Wow. This past weekend, I was talking to a guy who was making me laugh. He told me he's visiting family, but lives in the States for work. Despite knowing this, I agreed to meet up with him that night. The date was amazing. He seemed to have as much fun as I did. My question is this: do I try and keep in touch with this guy or just leave it as is? I'm torn because I haven't had such great date in a very long time. Thanks so much. So are you asking whether you should pursue a long distance relationship?
Not even necessarily that, more just trying to keep in touch so when he comes home we can kind of reconnect. So him working in the States isn't actually a long-term thing. It's supposed to be for another 6 months or so. Mm-hmm. So it's, is it worth trying to keep in touch and seeing if something's there? Like I said, it's just so hard to meet someone who I actually like lately.
Why are you?
So
why
it's
are
really
you,
exciting.
Why are you torn with this? Why wouldn't you pursue it?
I guess because I don't want to be like that clingy girl from Canada who is like still messaging this guy.
Then don't be that clingy girl from Canada.
Yeah.
Why don't you just take things day by day and treat it as what it is right now, and don't analyze and look ahead, what could this become in 10 years? Just take it day by day. What's wrong with that?
Well, part of the thing, too, is that we haven't talked since the day after the date. So it's been a week now.
Well, why haven't you messaged them?
Probably for that same reason.
Girl,
just
get off your
not wanting
ass.
To be clingy.
Come on.
Really?
There's one sort of red flag in this, and I am all for people doing grand gestures for love and following your heart and all that stuff. There's one sort of red flag in here for me. When people travel and use dating apps while they're traveling. So he is right now based somewhere in the States. He has a place that he lives. He has his circle of life. He gets on a plane, comes back to Canada, and starts on the dating apps. Yeah. That's a little red flaggy to me.
Angela, did you guys hook up that night?
Yeah, so that's the interesting thing is we actually had a really, really good date, and I'm not a type of person who gets physical on a first date or even a second, and then with him, it happened. So some of my friends are telling me, maybe it happened and it was so good because you knew it was just like a one-time thing. And so you guys just had no guard up. Yeah. So then I'm kind of in my head about that. The thing too is that I've taught myself and I've told myself after many dating and many relationship experiences is not to chase. So now I'm kind of going against all my rules. I hooked up with this guy. I kind of want to chase him.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys went out once. You hooked up. It was physical. And then you talked the next day and you haven't talked since?
Yeah, pretty much.
Has he messaged you at all or did you message him?
So he messaged me the next day just to say like it was a good time. If when I come back in town to visit family, I'll reach out to you. But then it was like, is he really mean that or is that just like the nice guy thing to say?
But since that, has he messaged you?
No.
Yeah, see, this sounds this was the red flag, which is, okay, so he lives in the States. He's got a life there. Do you know what his life is like in the States? Do you know, like...
I know he works a lot. He has an apartment, and I believe he lives alone, but he has a lot of friends there because he's been there for a couple of years.
Is he in a relationship?
No, not that he indicated.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's going to tell you straight up.
By the way, I got a girlfriend.
Yeah, but it's a little red flaggy when somebody jumps on a plane and they land and they get on the apps and then they have a hookup. I don't know. I don't know if that's the best place to start with a relationship. Now, if you both like each other, right? There's ways to do this because when you do want to pursue something that is relatively long distance, right? There's two things that you need, which is you got to be a person that has patience and you got to be a person who's willing to trust. Because those are the two things you need when building something that is long distance. And I will say this, you can sort of break some rules if you're really into somebody and they're really into you. And what I would do is immediately talk about going to visit him. Okay? And
Where does he live?
He's in Indiana.
Okay. Right. So I would immediately talk about going to visit him because if he's into you, he will be like, oh my God, yes. And then the other thing is you have to make things personal when things are long distance, and texting and even FaceTime and Skype, those things are not personal. What is personal is a handwritten letter. And I'm telling you, go old school with this kind of stuff. Okay.
Old school.
Now, because
I was going to suggest FaceTime.
No, not FaceTime is not personal. FaceTime is not personal. A handwritten, he will not remember, okay, if this doesn't work out, he will not in 5 years remember the girl from Toronto that he FaceTimed with, that he hooked up with one night. Now, he will remember the girl from Toronto who wrote him a handwritten letter. Right? That's what people remember. That is personal. That's something you can hang on to. Your texts are going to get lost. Okay. The handwritten letter will not. Now, where do you send that handwritten letter? So if you say, hey, what's your address?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Okay. Which is weird to me now. Right? But it's weird to me now. Is it not crazy that asking for somebody's address because I want to send you a letter, that is what people used to do. It was a very normal thing to be like, oh my God, yeah, listen, I live in Indiana, you're in Toronto. Let me give you my address. Right? It used to be a normal thing.
Yeah.
Now people don't do that anymore.
No.
If you ask somebody for their address, they call the police.
Yeah,
that's
Angela,
the red
you bring
flag.
that up, he's going to think that you're trying to send him anthrax or something.
Exactly. We don't trust anymore. But again, what did I just say about long distance relationships? You need patience, and more importantly, you need trust. But to me, it sort of sounds like this guy got on a plane, landed, opened the app, hoping to hook up, and he did exactly that.
Wait, Angela, how long was he in town for during that visit?
So I believe he was just in for the weekend, and he left the Monday morning, and then our date was the Saturday night.
Wow.
Yeah, so it really was just a couple days.
It's a little red.
And does he travel a lot for work?
I know. I think he stays in place for work. He was up here visiting his family.
He came up here just for the weekend to see his family and still hooked up? Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bit of a player. You're never going to regret telling somebody how you feel. You're going to be okay with that one. You'll get over it even if you get shut out because you're already prepared for it. It sounds like.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't, I would do that and just say, hey, listen, man, I really like you. I really like what we had. I know you live in Indiana and this doesn't sound convenient, but I'm willing to get on a plane. I'll book my ticket tomorrow so we can have another one of those nights. See what he says.
Right. So just message him out of the blue, despite the fact that like a week has passed.
Listen, I love how we think now in 2019. We are so ridiculous. Message him out of the blue. You guys did it. This is not a message out of the blue.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
Your skin's touched.
Yeah.
I think you can message him out of the blue.
Okay. Thanks so so much for your help, guys.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life, only on Kiss.
A neighbor dispute in California has made it to the news.
Yeah, it's one of these stories that started off small and then it's so weird that now it's gone viral. So there's a guy named Jason Windus from Santa Rosa, California, and he wanted to privacy fence his yard. So he built a 6-foot fence, and then somebody complained to the city. The city said, if you don't chop down that fence, we're going to start fining you every single day. So he halved the fence. So now it's, I guess, shorter. But what he did is he filled his lawn with naked mannequins, like all just sort of casually sitting on patio furniture for all the neighbors to see now.
And there's a sign right there that reads, "Reserved seat for the nosy neighbor that complained about my fence to the city."
Yeah, so now when you walk by, you see all sorts of just naked mannequins. It's horrible.
Jason, what's up, man? It's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Bro, why are you causing trouble in your neighborhood?
I am not causing trouble. My neighbor's causing trouble. I'm just doing what I'm told. I'm cutting my fence down, you know?
Okay, so the story was, as we were saying, you had a 6-foot fence that you built around the front of your house, and then one of your neighbors, who's real busy apparently, called the city, and then they said that, they were going to fine you unless you cut the fence to 3 feet?
3 feet tall. Yeah, I got a notice in the mail, and if I didn't comply, it was going to be a $500 a day fine.
And then you had said, okay, if y'all want to see in my yard so bad, here's what you're going to look
you
at.
You want to see my yard? Now you get to see.
And then you put a bunch of naked mannequins sitting around having a party on your patio furniture.
Absolutely, yeah.
Jason, how did you acquire so many naked mannequins?
Well, I own a moving company out here in California, and I would do hauling. So I was doing a job in a local town, and I was for a clothing department store. And I acquired all these mannequins, and I couldn't bring myself to throw them away because they're just so cool. And I figured my son could use them for target practice or something.
Geez. USA.
They were back there.
Wait, so why did you need a 6-foot fence in your front yard? What was the purpose of that? Like, did you know what the regulation was and what the requirements were in order to put up a fence in your front yard?
No, I mean, I looked it up on Google, right? It said I could have a 6-foot fence in front, and it's my side yard. It's not my front yard.
Oh, okay, your side
yard. I live
yard.
on a corner lot. Put my fence up. I got 2 big dogs. I got a King Corso Mastiff and a Pit Bull.
Jeez.
And I wanted a place for them to have somewhere to run, you know?
What's the situation now? Are the mannequins still in your yard, pissing off the neighborhood, or what?
Yeah, absolutely. They're out there. I've had a couple of them stolen. We had some body snatching going on.
Somebody stole your naked mannequins?
2 of the lady mannequins. And I'm wondering where they're at and what they're doing with them.
Was it your pissed off neighbor that stole the mannequins, you think?
We don't know. You never know. Could be.
Hey, Jason, do you know which one of your neighbors complained about your 6-foot fence?
They're not coming forward, and I don't think they will.
It's so wild. Like, dude, you're a guy from California who, put up a fence in your yard, and then your local bylaw committee said that they were going to fine you, so you put naked mannequins in your yard, and all of a sudden, you're in People magazine.
The ripple effect has just been amazing.
People magazine. Man sets up naked mannequin party in his yard after neighbor complains that his fence is too high. People magazine.
Jason, what are you going to do with this newfound fame?
Oh, man, I'm just, looking to maybe make a point, If you don't know your neighbor, maybe knock on the door. Show some love.
I'll tell you, man, if I was your neighbor, just between you and I would tell you to leave that fence up because, bro, your lawn is a mess.
Yeah, get you a John Deere.
Those are my weeds.
Yeah, I'd tell you to build a higher fence. I don't have to look at that mess all day.
Hey, Jason, thanks so much for taking time out of your day to join us on the Roz and Mocha Show. Hope you get back those 2 female mannequins that were stolen.
Oh, thank you so much. And big shout out to the Trailer Park Boys out there in Canada. I think they're great.
Yeah.
Yo, you like those guys? I love those guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Take a look at the picture of this man's yard, Mocha, and tell me that you're surprised that he's a Trailer Park Boys fan.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Well, the Leafs killed it last night, 7-5 against.
Too stressful. Is that what it was? 7-5?
7-5, dude. Tavares scored 4 goals.
Yeah. See,
what do they call that? They don't have a name for it, right?
No, because
three's a hat trick.
Yeah.
They don't have anything for
2's
4.
a doubly.
Yeah, 1's a singly.
Yeah, 1's a singly. 2's a
so
doubly.
Singly, doubly.
3's a hat trick.
What would we name 4?
4
like
is
foursies?
No, there is a name for it. I don't
Quadsies.
No.
I think it should be foursies.
Yeah.
Because I would like to hear the guys on Sportsnet say, "Oh my God, John Tavares just scored his foursies."
No, but it's got to be something like hat trick. Like hat trick has nothing to do with scoring. Like it's just a name, right? Like I don't know what you would. So if hat trick is 3, 4.
The internet is saying pants trick.
It's called a what?
Pants trick.
A pants trick?
That's what apparently the
Go
internet
on the
says.
other internet, not your internet, Maury.
Not the one that
It was apparently
used to search
coined
at home.
by a 9-year-old son of a hockey player years ago.
Okay.
I've never heard anybody ever say
Pants
that.
trick.
Okay.
A pants trick?
No.
Because if you're wearing a hat and then the pants completes it.
Yeah, no. Okay,
no, but
I'm
there's a lot of clothing in between a hat and pants.
Okay. I'm not going forward with the ideas of a 9-year-old.
Full suit.
A full suit,
arms and legs. 4.
No. It's like it doesn't have to be clothes. Like hat trick is ridiculous. So get out of the world of trying to tie it into clothes. Stop thinking like a 9-year-old. And
something with 4 legs. Call it a daddy long leg.
He just scored his daddy long legs?
No,
that's
no.
I don't like that one.
Or the 4-legger.
No.
Nah, I don't like that either.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where we go with that.
One hand short of thumb.
No, I don't know where we go with that.
Well,
Anyway.
somebody just texted 925-555 and just said, just name it a quad.
A quad.
Right?
Yeah.
That's not as fun as
But that
daddy long
sounds
legs.
boring.
Yeah.
Like you need something.
I don't know.
Oh my God, John Tavares just scored an apple pie.
Yeah. Something
Like it has nothing to do with hockey, and it
No,
sounds
I know.
ridiculous, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's memorable.
So daddy long legs it is?
No, that's not good either. Yeah, I don't know where we go with that because it's rare. Like I would like to, because to me I think 4 goals. Because we were talking about this yesterday with basketball when the guy scored the half-court shot against the Raptors, where I feel that if you're over the half line, that should be more than 3 points. One, because basketball would be far more exciting to watch guys who are down by 3 to chuck it from the half to try and get 4. Right? Like, I just think that would be great. Like, I think that there is room for improvement. I know they tinker with rules in hockey and stuff like this every year, but I think that coming up with something for 4 goals that the fans can grab onto and allowing a beyond half-court line shot that you sink to be 4 points would really improve the game of basketball.
Here we go. Somebody just texted and said, call it a double-double.
A double. There you go.
I like it.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Is there a trick to getting water out of your ear?
So funny. Can I just tell you? Yes, we'll get to that in 1 second.
Because I can't hear.
Okay, so every now and then good morning, Maury, by the way.
Hey, buddy.
Every now and then when we're driving in, Maury will beg for a reaction from me. And often, and most times I recognize what he's doing and then I don't give it to him.
He's trolling you.
No, he wants attention, right?
Okay.
So
Trolling
like
you for attention.
sometimes Maury will be in the car and he'll like shift his weight and he'll go,
oh my God,
wanting me to go, oh my God, what's the matter? And then I don't say anything. And then we're at like a stoplight and he'll just go, move again. He'll go, oh. And then like an hour later, he'll come in and go, is there any way to like fix like a hip that you hurt? Because I'll never ask.
Yeah.
And so driving in this morning, Maury's sitting beside me, shaking his head around in circles and like hitting the side of his ear. And I give him no attention. I pretend like it's not existing. It gets to the point of where we're driving. Maury takes his fingers, his hand, puts it up to his ear and starts going like this. Snapping as if like I can't hear my own snaps, wanting me to go, oh my God, what is the matter with you? And again, I say nothing. And where are we right now? Okay, 2 hours later, Maury finally comes in to demand the attention that he did not get while he was trying. Okay,
but
so what is...
But this wasn't like, let me test out a joke.
Okay.
I legit can't hear out of my right ear.
Right. But why?
Water?
Is that what it is, though?
Well, I woke up. Well, it's water and blood. I woke up. There was blood.
There's blood in your ear.
Yeah, but then I also showered, and now when I go like this, just water comes out.
Okay, why was there blood in your ear?
I was sleeping. I don't know, but I did the Q-tip thing, and it came out all full of blood.
Maybe you...
Is this like my brain burst?
Digging with the Q-tip too much.
No, because it was there before. Like when I wake up in the morning, you always wipe the sleep away from your eyes and your ears, and there was a little bit of
So how much blood, though?
Like, I guess the tip of your finger?
Like, was it dry blood or was it wet blood?
Dry blood.
And was it not earwax?
No.
It was 100% blood.
Yeah, because it was flat and flaky.
Spider, like, got in
I
there?
was thinking that, like an earwig or a spider or
and like
some
laid
sort.
eggs?
Yes, that's what I thought.
No, see, I think that you probably just had a pimple in there that you just burst.
Ew, gross.
Or
That's more likely.
Or
Does it hurt?
A bloody pimple in the ear?
Dude, ear pimples are the worst. There's
nose pimples are worse.
I'll get back to your bloody ear in 1 second more because I really have no answers for you. You need medical attention. This isn't something that we're going to be able to help you with. Okay, so pimple in the ear, I would say one of the worst. Like one of the actual worst, pimple in the ear. I would say pimple on the inside of the nostril. Also one of the worst.
I would put that at number one. That's more painful.
It hurts so much. And then the other ones that really, really hurt are the tiny pimples that you get right on your lip line. Like just...
I've never had that.
Sorry, what?
Like, like just your lip.
No,
like
I don't.
Just on the outside. You never had one of those? No. Where it's like just hugging your lip. It's like just almost face, but almost lip. And it's a combo of both. Those hurt.
That's
an incredible amount.
I think I'm actually going to throw up.
An incredible amount.
Bum pimples.
No. Like a pimple on your butt? Oh, hell no, they don't hurt.
It's just ingrown hair.
Yeah.
But the nose ones inside your nose, that's impossible because you have to. You really have to.
Guys,
you can't
honestly,
get to it.
I'm going to throw up.
Why?
This is a human natural conversation.
You didn't help at all, more. Like at all. You didn't help at all. You actually just ruined it.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, question for you.
Hit me.
At what point in your life, at what age do you feel that your life has the most drama?
Oh, God.
Now, keep in mind that depending on who you are and what you classify as drama, some people that they talked to also said that year that they would consider to be the most dramatic was also the most exciting. So drama's not necessarily all bad.
25? Actually, no.
Why? What was going on in your life at 25?
I can't remember. That's why I said no.
Oh.
Maybe 30.
For the most drama?
Maybe 30. No, I'm going to say like maybe 28.
28. Maury, what do you say?
I'm going to say 18.
You're going to say
18.
18.
Because it's when you're thinking about moving out. It's when you're, experiencing bodies. It's when you're finding love.
Not wrong, but funny, but not wrong.
Right? It's when you're figuring out who you are.
Is there a right answer for this?
Yeah, according to this, there is. They landed on one number.
18 is when it was like I had the most drama in my life and everything.
But drama because...
I moved out.
Yeah.
My dad walked in on me.
Right.
I realized I confirmed I was gay.
Yeah.
And I was out partying with glow sticks. 18 was the year, man.
18.
Oh, I miss glow sticks.
So you moved out, your dad walked in on you, and you realized you were gay all in the same year?
And don't forget the glow sticks.
And don't forget the glow sticks. So Maury says 18.
I would say that's like what the final number you're going to say is going to be like 28.
It's going to be 26.
Oh, close.
Yeah, you'd said 25 first.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just kind of figure... you're like majority of people might be out of school and you're trying to figure out your future, maybe learning about living on your own and the responsibilities that come with that. You're not at home with like no responsibilities where
exactly
your parents are paying for everything, right?
Is that at 26? I guess you're going to college younger than that, though, and stuff,
yeah,
right?
but I think that 26, I think the problem or what happens at 26 is right around the time for a lot of people when it gets real.
Yeah.
When you understand consequences, when you start noticing that there's a clock on your life. You've probably had some sort of sickness by 26 that never would have hit you when you were 18.
True.
Like a lot of a lot of real life happens to you right around that sort of mid-20s mark.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is very dramatic. I mean, my God, at 26, like you're talking about exploring bodies at 18, right?
Yeah.
Sure, that's dramatic. But at 26,
You have credit card debt.
A lot of people are at that point like getting engaged and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is also very dramatic.
And then you're
Like,
looking at
there's
your
a-
OSAP bill being like, I got to pay this, all of this back?
Oh, what do
I
you
didn't even make a dent. I only paid a little bit on the interest.
Yeah.
I still have to pay back the full amount.
Yes. That's also the year that a lot of people find out they know you do not qualify for that mortgage.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like there's
It's
a lot of
true.
drama that happens at 26. So according to this research, the most dramatic year that we will have will happen when you're 26.
Woo!
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Shout out to Drake. Good morning, sir. I don't even know if he's in Toronto, but I think he's in Europe. If anybody knows Drake, tell him that Roz and Mocha said hi.
I checked out his new restaurant.
Oh, how was it?
The reopening of Pick Six. Pick Six Sports.
It's now a sports bar.
Yeah.
How was it?
This is how it should have been, and this is how it was supposed to be.
Right.
So they renovated the entire thing where there was this massive gold bar in the middle. It's all just like, see, it's a sports bar.
Right.
And it's so much more welcoming. It's
Does it
pretty
look
fantastic.
anything like what it used to before?
Not
Where it was
at
like,
all.
More or less was like a super fancy like sushi restaurant,
In
wasn't
fact, I asked the waiter when he finally brought me my drink. I said, so is the gold...
Wow, low-key diss, huh?
I said, is the gold toilet still here? Because Drake had his own bathroom.
Yeah.
And he said, no, I witnessed the gold toilet and gold sink being brought out of the
I wonder what they did with that. You think they like just gave it to
They
Drake?
said they threw it out. Threw it out.
No, they're not going to throw out a gold toilet.
No, it wound up on the back of some contractor's F-150.
Probably.
And it's sitting in a basement in Etobicoke right now in his downstairs bathroom.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. That's how that
Yeah.
works. I know a lot of guys that have done demo. And when you go in and do demo, you rent the bins and everything goes in the bins. And at the end of the day,
have at it.
All the pickup trucks show up from the dudes and they get countertop. They get old kitchen cabinets.
Isn't it all cracked?
They get because you take it off all in one piece.
Yeah, and
like when you're
sometimes the contractors will just take those items and sell it too.
But I watched
Just
the
to make a little
Property
extra money.
Brothers throw them into the bin.
because they do that for television.
Oh, I thought everyone does that.
What do you think the Property Brothers are going to on that show? They're each going to show up with their truck and like digging through the bins with their gloves on, being like, "This is a nice porcelain sink. Maybe I'll take this one."
Jesus, man, we're talking two different things here. Okay, I'm talking day laborers who are living in a basement apartment in Malton. You're talking the Property Brothers who made $500 million last year. Okay,
They don't need to be digging through bins.
Yeah, Jonathan and Drew are not like
dumpster divers.
No, okay, they're not taking a shower curtain that still has a couple good years left in it.
Look at this. I could probably get like 5 more out of this.
Yeah, no, that's not happening, right?
So some guy in Milton has a gold toilet?
Yeah, no,
Maybe.
I know guys that have done demo, and they get a lot of really great stuff from a lot of these houses because a lot of times people will buy a place that is very expensive, but the intent is to just gut the entire thing. And if you're gutting the entire thing, you don't keep the toilet. You just you buy new toilets, and so stuff like that, countertop, toilet, sinks, fixtures, faucets, everything, all that stuff winds up in the back of somebody's truck, and they get a garage full of this stuff. So when they do their own reno, they can actually get some quality things.
I really want to know like who the person is that has that gold toilet now from Drake's.
You don't think he's like, can you bring that to the bridal path? I want that in my house.
No.
you
He
just
doesn't
buy
even
another
know.
one.
Drake, listen, for the amount of times Drake's been in Toronto since the original Pick Six was open, he's probably been there like maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
And out of those 3 times, he probably used that gold toilet and sink once.
Yeah.
So it has some good years on it.
Yeah, it's still got a couple good years. It's like that shower curtain.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Buongiorno, it's Roz Mocha.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Sarah.
All right, Roz, Sarah.
Is this actually you guys?
Of course it is.
Oh my God, my heart is racing.
Oh, where's your husband?
He's at home.
Oh, okay.
Getting ready for work.
Well, I hope he's listening to this. Roz, Sarah texted and said, I told my husband that if I ever got through and was able to speak to you guys on the phone, I would tell you guys that you are like poutine. And then she goes on to explain how we are like poutine. So, Sarah, can you please tell Roz and everybody listening right now how, in your eyes, your vision of the Roz Mocha show is like poutine. Poutine, very delicious, by the way. I love poutine.
Yeah, so does everybody. So do I. I love food. Okay, so Roz, you're the fries.
Okay.
Because you're grounding. You're the base. You hold everybody together.
Okay.
Mocha, you're the gravy because you're spicy and you bring flavor and you're full of joy and your laughter's infectious. And then Maurie's the cheese because he's funny and it's not poutine without cheese. Right?
And sometimes he comes in here smelling like cheese.
Yeah. But also without the cheese, we're still fries and gravy, which is delicious.
Yeah, which is still great on its own.
No
offense, Maurie!
No, it's okay. So I take that. I understand that. I accept that analogy and that praise. And you're right. Everybody does love poutine.
No, really, like my eyes are watering. You guys make me laugh so hard on my way to work every day. I have a tough job. It's very emotional. So, like, yeah, thank you.
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do for a living?
I'm an art psychotherapist, and I work with a lot of people that are sort of at the end of the line. So it's very heavy, lots of emotions, and it's hard work. But like, I need the energy because you have to have good self-care to give, right?
Yep.
So I find, like, with you guys, you just get me ready for my day, and I laugh, like, actually gut laugh every day, and it gives me that light and that strength to go in. So thank you.
Well, thank you for listening, Sarah. Thank you for texting in. Have a wonderful day at work. And between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Oh, I was dreading this question because I'm a people person, and I see everybody's good and strengths. Oh, no. How to decide? Do I really have to pick one?
Yeah, of course. Who's it going to be? Fries or gravy?
Oh, my God. Roz.
Yeah?
Roz.
Oh, you said me. You picked me. You choose me. Oh,
Yeah.
I
Why?
love
Is
that.
it because his arms and legs are skinny like fries?
Whatever.
I don't know what it is. I think you know what it is? Okay, if you really want to know the truth,
Yes,
more of
please.
a personal touch.
Yes.
I think it's your sultry voice and how you execute your statements. Like you're really, you seem really smart and you think really hard before you speak and you just execute stuff really strongly. I don't know. That's why I think it's your energy.
Okay, yeah. First of all, thank you very much, but you need to dial down the compliments because you're really upsetting cheese right now.
Maurie, I love you.
Yeah.
Love you, Sarah. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yesterday it was really interesting when we were talking about that Apple event. And
you sign up for that credit card or what?
Right. But we were saying how normally it's the tech that rules.
Yeah.
But how for something like this, they needed to bring out big stars. And
boy, oh boy, did they.
Yeah, it was like Steven Spielberg opened the whole show.
What the hell?
And they just went on and on and on. And I'm pissed at Steven Spielberg too.
Why?
Well, because he used to be great. Like Steven Spielberg used to be this badass rebel who wanted to reinvent everything and wanted to change the way movies are made and accomplish so much of that. But now he's launched this campaign, which sort of made it weird that Steven Spielberg was there because he now has launched a campaign to try and get other people within the Academy to change the rules to disallow movies on Netflix to be nominated for Academy Awards. Because he thinks that he's one of these guys that movies should live in movie theaters.
Okay.
So it's odd that Steven Spielberg was there for a streaming service.
Right.
Yeah.
Also with Apple, where most people are watching stuff on their friggin' phones.
Yeah, exactly. So he was happy to take Apple money.
Of course. Of course.
We all would be happy to take Apple money. I would have no problem taking Apple money. And then I saw Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston. I saw Jason Momoa. I saw, is it Kunal from...
Yeah.
Silicon Valley.
Yep.
He was there. And then...
I like him.
Oprah. So Oprah's going to be doing 2 documentaries for the streaming service. And I guess she's bringing back Oprah's book club for Apple.
God. Oh, my God.
Which is another big deal.
Yeah.
And then they announced the what is it, the Apple credit card?
Yeah, you can get an Apple credit card now.
For what? To use on anything or just Apple things?
I think
use
it's
on anything, right?
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if in the disclaimer it says.
Yeah.
Right? There's a little asterisk right next to where it says Apple credit card. And then you look at the very bottom of your contract and it says to only be used on Apple products.
Yeah. Did they say how much it was going to be yesterday more or no?
Credit card $10.
No. The Apple TV Plus. No, they did not. Yeah, so Apple's going all in on TV, movies, and news because they announced also their subscriptions to publications. That will be a one fee will get you access to these newspapers and magazines.
Well, didn't they bought Texture?
Yes.
From us, from Rogers.
Yes.
Our radio station owned by Rogers, and they own Texture, which was the app where you can get all the magazines.
And so now the question is, when it comes to paywalls with newspapers and magazines, will people cancel their subscriptions to those existing newspapers and magazines to get the sort of all-in on Apple? What you thought people would do with Texture, but I don't know how successful that was.
You know what? I used it a lot. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, interesting.
Rather than subscribing, because there were a couple that once they were available on the tablet, there were like 3 or 4 that I subscribed to. And then once Texture, and then it was called something else. I can't remember what it was called the first time.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then they changed it to Texture.
Yeah.
And when they came out and I saw that all these like 4 or 5 magazines that I was subscribing to separately were all available on this app.
Yeah.
And it was like $14 a month.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
Smart.
I did all that, and then my wife, and because like my wife and I share an account, and she was able to get all her magazines. It was like I would definitely do that
No,
again.
it was a big event yesterday, and I'm looking forward to seeing how much it all costs. Like all in, like if you want all the Apple TV Plus, what is that going to cost? I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I'm going to say like $30.
You think 30 a month?
Yeah, I think it's going to be $30.
God, no.
I think it's going to be $30.
Too much.
But it's going to be Apple Plus and your Apple Music. That's what I think they're
still
at the
too
highest
much.
level.
That's
It's going to
too
be $30.
much. You can't go above 20. There's no way people are going to pay more than 20. That's when people start looking at your products, figuring out how to pirate it, rather than looking how to pay for it.
Oh, true.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix? Roz and Mocha got you.
Samantha, what's going on? It's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. How's everything out there in beautiful BC?
Beautiful.
Love it. Samantha, you wrote us this. Roz and Mocha, FML. Hey, guys. I'm from the other side of Canada, beautiful BC, as Mocha just said. My question is, how do you tolerate your child's other parent when you absolutely can't stand them, knowing they aren't going anywhere anytime soon, but want to do what's right for your child? My daughter's father and I only knew each other for a few months. Then I moved on. 7 months later, I found out I was pregnant. 4 years later, and we still hate each other.
Wow. Are you guys still together, like living in the same home right now, Samantha?
We were never even living together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is not, I don't think that this is as uncommon as you think. I think that there's a lot of people in this situation. I know people that are in this situation.
Uh-huh.
And what have you done, before I sort of give my 2 cents and Mocha as well, what have you done to sort of alleviate the awkwardness or bad feelings, and why do you hate each other so much?
We were coworkers, and we fooled around for a couple of months. One thing led to another, and I didn't like how he was. He was a really big drinker after I noticed that, and he was like into drugs. So I was like, you know what, you do your own thing, see ya kind of thing. He moved to Australia, and that was that. And then 7 months later, I found out I was pregnant, and I contacted him in Australia, and he came back, and we were on good terms. And then as soon as my daughter was born, he just got right back into his old habits, drinking, driving, like drugs, all that sort of stuff. And we've been through court a couple times. And ever since then, we've never gotten along.
So, geez, this is a tough one, because it's not just that, somebody's a jerk or you just don't get along, but now you're talking about like drinking and drugs and all this other stuff. So does he, so he obviously wants to be in the girl's life, right?
He kind of just talks the talk, because he did live about 10 minutes away, and then we got a court order. We agreed. I'd had full custody, but he would see her every Sunday for 4 hours. About a month after, he moved 5 hours away, and he sees her for about 2 hours every month. That's it.
Yeah, I think that you're in a situation where you have to play that relationship just low key. And the one thing that you can't do is you can't, even though he has all sorts of problems,
You can't talk crap about him to your daughter.
Yeah, and I don't.
Yeah, and you just can't. I will say this: people that I know who successfully manage to raise kids when they despise each other, they've come to an agreement that they are now business partners. Okay,
right,
and that kid is your company, because business partners don't have to get along at all, and oftentimes don't. You just have to be a united front that your business, which is your kid, is going to be successful. And whatever that means, you guys have to figure out the working relationship that you have for this business relationship to make sure that your company, your kid, becomes the most successful that the two of you can possibly make it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like
And you
the way you
take all emotion out of it. Every little bit of emotion out of your feelings for them. Strictly go at this as a business relationship.
No, I totally agree.
You know what, Samantha? Roz said like everything perfect. I have zero to add to it.
That was told to me by two people who actually lived that, and their kids are incredibly great, and they went in as business partners, and that's what they did, and they kept all the conversations. And then what wound up happening is that they could have cordial conversations. They could, because they were only talking about the business. They were only ever talking about what's best for the kids. And at that point, when you're dealing with somebody who isn't showing up, isn't this? Yes, it's hard on your kid, but when you look at it as a business partner, as opposed to somebody who's deliberately trying to hurt you, you can then act as anybody would in that situation, which is to make sure, despite them being lousy, your kid is still successful.
Yeah. And kids are smart. Kids are smart too. Like they'll pick up on this stuff immediately if you guys are not acting very nicely with each other when she's in the room.
Right. Yeah. Because right now we're just both quiet. We don't really say anything when we're in the room.
Kids will pick up on that.
And how old is it? How old's your girl?
She's 4.
Okay, so this is not the worst that it's going to get for you. The worst that it's going to get for you is when she starts asking you why her dad doesn't want her in her life.
Oh yeah, I know. Right? I know.
Yeah, you have that to look forward to.
Thank you. Thanks, Roz.
So I would start planning for that as opposed to dealing with this. It sounds like 2 hours a month you can handle.
Oh yeah. It's not. Yeah.
That'll be in about 8 years. So call us back for another FML. We'll try to help navigate you through that one. Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, Samantha. Much love to you.
Yeah. Bye.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life, only on Kiss.
This Jussie Smollett story is whack, man.
Jussie Smollett is whack. Bitch assness.
Here's the crazy part is that I was thinking about this a lot yesterday, and out of all the sort of celebrity kind of legal matters that you and I have covered over the years, and then the years before this show even existed, that when I was working in news, like just all sorts of stuff. I've never, ever once seen a case that ended this way. And it's the weirdest thing, because if you listen to Jussie Smollett, he's strutting like he's fully exonerated.
So he was indicted, but then the charges were dropped?
Okay, this
is where I'm confused.
Yes, because it's very shady and it is extremely confusing.
So to back it up even further, Jussie Smollett, actor from Empire, had claimed that he was beaten up.
Yeah, two white dudes poured bleach on him, put a noose around his neck, yelled, "This is MAGA country," and then left him.
And issued like gay slurs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you find out that the two guys were not white, and a couple of Nigerians that he knows.
So what happened was the police gathered all the evidence, and yes, there was tons of leaks, and it was the craziest lead up to this anyway.
Yeah.
And then so they went to a grand jury, and they got 16 felony counts against Jussie Smollett for lying and making the whole thing up.
Yeah.
So it was the cops, and then they seated a grand jury. The grand jury looked at a portion of the evidence, not even all the evidence. They didn't have to. And the investigation was still ongoing. So they looked at a portion of the evidence, and they said that there's enough evidence to indict on 16 felony counts. And then lawyers started going, wow, that's actually kind of excessive, but whatever. And then they're like, yeah, but he faked a hate crime. Okay, cool. So let's continue. So Kim Fox, who is the state's attorney in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So if you watch like Law and Order and legal shows, she's the one that then has to go and get the judges to sign off on charging somebody and everything.
Sure.
else. So she recuses herself on like day 2 of this because she is a family friend of Jussie Smollett. So she recuses herself and hands it off to this other jabroni. And then everybody's waiting for the trial because the trial was supposed to start middle of April.
Yeah.
And then yesterday what happens is that Jussie Smollett, all charges are dropped. And he goes out fronting like, I wouldn't be my mother's son if I did the things they said that I did. Brings his mom into everything, right? Stop bringing your mother into
I know.
it, man.
His mom's like
Doesn't
sitting
go
at home
well.
watching CNN and being like, son,
she's just as
keep
whack
your
as he
mouth
is.
shut.
No. She's as whack as he is. So here's the deal is that the charges were dropped.
Okay.
Jussie Smollett is the only one who feels like he's vindicated because nobody else actually agrees with that. So here's what happened is that they decided that if convicted, he would only be sentenced to community service anyway.
Okay.
So over the weekend, Jussie Smollett did 16 hours of community service.
He did?
On Saturday and Sunday, he did 16 hours of community service.
Okay.
And then on Monday is when they decided to drop all charges because of community service served already, and that he would then have to give up his $10,000 bond to the city of Chicago. So basically, he got off on 16 hours of community service and a $10,000 bond. However, when you listen to the other state's attorney who took over for Kim Fox in all of this, in interviews he's done, they're like, no, we fully still stand by the charges. We fully still stand by the evidence. We fully still think that he did this.
Wait, so everybody sorry.
And then a judge
everybody
said,
thinks that he still thinks that he did this.
100%.
That he's still guilty.
But he got off without even having to acknowledge or apologize for what he did. That's what makes this so crazy, is that
he's still denying it.
He's not exonerated. Nobody exonerated. Nobody said he didn't do the things that he's accused of doing. Not one person except for Jussie Smollett. He's the only one saying that.
So when the hell are we going to find out what happened?
You never will, because the judge sealed the records permanently.
Oh, come on. Are you serious?
Yep, that's how shady this is. Yep.
Oh, no.
Sealed
It's like a
records.
cliffhanging ending.
And we will never know.
Oh, no.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Christopher Meloni's badass, first of all. I watched him for years on SVU. Fans of Oz. God, I can't believe Oz started in 98.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. 98 to 2003.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
People still talk about Oz. And his new show, Happy, which season 2 started last night on Showcase. Have you seen this? This is where he's like the corrupt ex-cop, and then he has kind of like an animated horse with wings that is super positive.
That's the show he's in.
And Patton Oswalt does the voice for it.
That's who it is.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Because I was like, that voice sounds so familiar. Who is that? I love Patton Oswalt.
It's a wild show. Anyway, that started last night. So Christopher Meloni and Damnit Maurie, a massive Christopher Meloni and SVU and Oz and everything else fan, was hanging out with him yesterday.
Was getting super weird with Chris Meloni.
No, you got weird with Christopher Meloni?
He sure did.
Heartbroken that you left SVU. I know that we're here to promote Happy, but you still hang out with Mariska, who is my absolute idol. You guys are the king and the queen of the ball. Any ever chance of having you just even do a background scene and walk by, delivering a newspaper just to make those fans happy?
That is a question that should be directed towards others. I have no...
Do you miss it?
Power of persuasion. Do I miss it? No, I'm sorry.
Oh, man, don't say that.
Look, you asked the question, and I...
Tell you what we'll do. Say yes, and I'll edit it in.
No, sorry, I can't. I'm so happy with where I am and what my path is.
We're very happy, too, but we miss you there.
Thank you. And I feel that.
Do you miss it? No.
Okay.
That always sucks, man, when you're a fan of somebody, because you want them to miss it because you miss them on it.
Yeah.
And
you want them to share that passion with you.
Yeah, and when they're like, no, my life is way better not doing that show, man. You have no idea. It was a nightmare.
It's like every time Josh Duhamel comes in here to visit the Roz Mocha show.
Yeah.
Back in the day, he was on a show on NBC called Las Vegas.
You are the only one that ever cares about Josh Duhamel in Las Vegas.
And I always ask him about it. And he's like, no, man, like, let it go.
Not one other person in the world ever asked Josh Duhamel about Vegas.
And listen, anytime he ever comes back in here, I'm always going to bring it up.
Like the last time he came in here, you were like, any chance of Vegas coming back? He's like, what's Las Vegas? Oh, that.
He's such a liar. He didn't do that. At least not to my face. Okay, you want to hear things get really, really weird?
Yes, please.
Between Damnit Maurie and Christopher Meloni?
Yes, please.
From SVU?
Yeah.
I've loved you for my entire life. Like, you've done some incredible things. I've loved you in Oz. I've loved you on SVU. You've been a part of my life, and I've absolutely loved you. But here's why. You've always had that sort of that commanding fatherly figure, you know, no matter whether it was Stabler or in Oz. And I feel I need to ask, can I call you Daddy?
That's a big ask.
You are a father. Do you need a son? I need to call you Daddy.
And thank you. I appreciate that. But, you know, it's what I told my wife. You know, we have 2 children. And she asked about a third. And I said, I don't play Zoom.
She's not met Maury.
That is true. So I'll tell you what. I'll take a picture of you. You send me your bio, and I'll pass it through to my wife.
Thanks, Daddy.
You're welcome, son.
I love it because, that's just the best.
Wait for it.
Now go out there and get him, kid.
You want to yell at me like Stabler did?
No. I don't want to yell anymore. I don't want...
Do you want to strangle me?
No, none of it. No. You're my son. I'm going to hold you tight.
He called me a son. Dude, I absolutely love you.
Oh, my God. Oh.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
We haven't done shower thoughts in a while.
Oh, right.
On the Roz and Mocha Show. Shower thoughts. I find all of these through Reddit. These are just like the straight up randomness that people think of. In most cases, I would say 100% of the time. It's just so stupid. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when we pull the Q-tip out of our ear and see a ton of wax, we think, gross. But when we pull it out with nothing, we're kind of disappointed.
That's true.
It's weird that only Lumiere has an accent in Beauty and the Beast, even though all the characters in Beauty and the Beast live in France.
Oh, yeah.
Why is he the only one with, like, the French accent?
Yeah, that's right. And then when they did the movie with the live action movie, most of them had English accents.
Yeah.
Except for Lumiere.
See? Shower thoughts. It's weird when people compare life to a roller coaster because on a roller coaster, the downhill parts are the most fun.
Oh, that's so true.
You don't appreciate a good toilet flush until a bad one is happening. Pure fear is watching the toilet water rise up and you stand there like, no, not now, no.
Been there.
You know you're an adult when you eat your vegetables, not because it's healthy or learn to like them, but because you paid for them. You never know how dirty your house is until someone's coming over. Nothing takes you down a notch in confidence more than unexpectedly choking on your own saliva when you're not even eating anything. A 6 out of 10 sounds worse than a 3 out of 5, even though they're the same score. Accidentally liking someone's picture from 2005 on Instagram is the online equivalent of stepping on a branch while sneaking. Oh my God, dude, I legit have tears in my eyes right now. Okay, this is the last one. Shower thoughts on Reddit, okay?
Yeah.
We underappreciate our tongue's ability to easily detect a hair.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Here, if you live around the Rogers Center, it kind of, you have to plan your grocery shopping and everything around the beginning and the end of the games.
Say what? Say that again?
You can't, because you can't leave
because
your
Maury
building.
lives really close to Rogers Center.
Uh-huh.
And nowadays, they always close the street. Like, they literally, cops close the street. You can't leave.
Yeah. You can say close the street without saying literally close the street. You know what I mean?
So what is your life like?
We have the schedule on the fridge.
The games, the home games. Wow.
And we're not a sports family, but we follow sports because we need to go grocery shopping.
You're not a sports family?
Like literally, we're not a sports family.
Yeah.
But it's that time that Damnit Maurie lied about being a sports fan just to get on TV. Do you remember?
No,
there used to be a show called App Central. I used to love that show.
App Central.
App Central.
Not Ab Central.
No, App.
Okay.
APP.
Yeah.
And they used to just run down. It was a 30-minute show. I think it was on like CTV maybe.
Yeah.
Right? And it was like in the infancy of apps, right?
Yeah, sure.
So they would tell you about all these cool new apps.
Right.
That you would need to download to your device.
I gotcha.
And here's what these amazing apps do.
Yeah.
So I guess they were around Maury's neighborhood one day filming.
100%.
And they went up to Maurie and said,
No, I went up to them.
Yeah.
You went up to them?
Of course, I saw cameras. I'm like, do you need somebody?
Yeah. Maurie will do anything to get on
so
television.
What did you say? I thought they approached you.
No.
I'm like, sir, we're doing this TV show. Here's what we're talking about. Would you like to be a part of it?
No, I'm like, hey, what's going on here? This looks fun. Do you need somebody?
Yeah, Maurie will do anything to get on television.
Hold on a second.
Don't you know that? Haven't you learned that yet? Anything it takes to get on TV, Maurie will do. He will lie. He'll pretend to be somebody else.
Hell yeah.
So here is Damnit Maurie, the sports expert.
Right.
On this show.
All right, so I'm constantly getting into trouble at work for checking the scores on my phone. Is there any way I can get instant updates?
I'm constantly getting in trouble at work for checking the scores on my phone.
Yeah. like you're in another room and we're trying to get your attention. So we're like, oh, he must be checking the scores again.
What do you need me to say? I'll say it.
Maurie, stop it with the sports app.
I'm constantly getting in trouble at work for checking the scores on my phone. I wish there was an easier and more discreet way to do it.
All right, so I'm constantly getting into trouble at work for checking the scores on my phone. Is there any way I can get instant updates?
Hey, Maurie, what was the score of the Leaf game last night?
Did they play? Let me check on my app.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix? Roz and Mocha got you.
Hello, Elle. How are you?
Hi, Mocha. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking to you guys. Hi, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Roz is here as well. It is Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life. Here we go.
Okay, so Elle, you wrote us this. Roz and Mocha Fix My Life. My friend is planning to have a destination wedding, and I just got let go from my job. Oof, that hurts. And I'm back to part-time casual work, so if I needed to RSVP right now, I simply cannot afford such an extravagant trip. I've already felt a guilt trip from the bride saying if I was a true friend, I'd go. The wedding is in a year, so my work circumstances could change, but having to RSVP ASAP is hurting my head. What would you do, Elle?
Hey, Elle, how good of a friend is this person, is the bride?
Well, I'm technically closer to the groom. He was one of my good friends in our circle of friends, and so that's his fiance. But over the past few years, we have gotten close, but these are my friends that, like, I see them at least, like, I don't know, once a month or on special occasions. Like, I have other friends where I talk to almost every day. They don't fall into that type of category. I know that's mean to say, but I don't know what to do. And, like, I heard from the bride's sister that she's possibly next week or so I know she spoiled it, but she's gonna ask the bridal party, like, who's in the bridal party. She hasn't even asked who's in the bridal party yet, and she said, hint, hint, I might be one. So that makes it even worse. And they know my work situation and how my contract just ended abruptly and all that stuff. And that's when she was like, but you're my friend. If you don't come, like, that's not a true friend. And I'm like, listen, and I know you have to respect the bride and groom when you RSVP, right? So I need to make a decision soon. I don't know what to do.
Listen, a true friend, as she says, as the bride says she is to you, Elle, would understand your situation and be like, I know destination weddings could be expensive, and there's a lot that goes into a destination versus a traditional in-city, wherever it is that you live, wedding. It's totally cool. I understand. If anything changes within the next, like, year or so, we would love to still have you at the wedding, and we'll make it work to get you out there. That's what I think. That's That's what I think. I don't think that it's fair for the bride to be saying, "Well, just make it work."
That's what I'm saying, because I'm not like crazy broke and everything. Like, I'd have to dip into my savings to make this work, and I don't want to do that.
But yeah, I think that the line is that it's not that you can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you can't afford to do it. Like, you have the money, but you would be a fool to spend your money on somebody else's vacation wedding.
Yeah.
And it's not like your basic all-inclusive type resort. It's like the beautiful villas of Bali, Indonesia.
No.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
so
Wait, why haven't you had a conversation with your friend, with the groom, the person that you're like initially friends with?
I approached him first and told him about my work sitch, and I'm like, hey, I know your invitations are coming out, and you're going to need an RSVP soon. This is my situation. I can't RSVP right now, but if you need something right now, I can't. And then he just kissed his teeth and was like, oh, you got to tell her, eh? Like him, he's just like, okay,
he should
whatever.
tell her.
Neutral.
No, he should tell her. I will say this, because we've done a lot of these weddings situations on FML, and
Yes, that's why I texted you guys.
Yeah, so a couple things, because what comes up a lot is somebody didn't get asked to be the maid of honor or the best man or whatever it is, or they got demoted, or who knows. If something happens, during the planning of a wedding or the wedding party or responsibility or can't afford to go, if any of those things will affect your friendship after the wedding, then maybe the friendship wasn't what you thought it was. Because none of those things should affect a friendship. You are the one that has to live with the consequences of going into debt for their wedding.
Yeah.
If this friend was as great of a friend as you think they are, they would fully understand. Now, there's nothing wrong with you saying up front, and we always say this, be honest, be blunt, but be kind. Okay? You can 100% say, don't be wishy-washy. Don't say, well, if you need a thing now, but my situation may change. That leaves the door open for hope. Okay? Because even if you get a decent job, okay, you're not going to be able to save up enough to go and do this, and you know that. You're still going to be in debt after this. It's still going to hurt. So here's what you say. I'm not going to your wedding because I just cannot afford to carry that much debt afterwards. I love you guys. What I would love to do is you tell me before you go or when you get back, let me take you out for a kick-ass night. We're going to go have the best food. We're going to laugh our asses off, and we're going to make a whole thing out of it, but I can't do Bali.
I love that so much. I'll try that, but if the guilt trip gets late, do I just ignore it
If the guilt trip happens, they are not the friends that you believe they are.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so right. Sorry, I'm getting a little emotional because it's like I don't have the confidence to just slam my foot down and be like, no.
What are your other friends, the ones who aren't part of this circle of friends, saying to you about it? What's the advice that they gave you?
Well, they said, they were like, if you straight up can't afford it, just say no. And exactly what you said. They're saying, like, if she guilt trips you and says, WTF, you're not a real friend, then they said if they really wanted their real close friends and family there, they wouldn't have chosen a destination wedding. And then I said, you know what? And then I listen to your podcast frequently. When I heard you guys constantly helping other people with wedding scenarios, I'm like, let me just FML Roz and Mocha right now.
And we will say this too. The other thing that Mocha and I will always say to you is this is not something that you write in an email. This is something you say to them when you're sitting across from them.
Face to face.
Face to face.
Absolutely.
You have to.
What did you say? What was your thing again? That's like be honest, be kind.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, what was that thing?
You got to be honest, blunt, but kind.
Honest, blunt, and kind. I love that so much. You guys are the best.
Okay.
You should get that tattooed on your arm.
I'll try it out and I'll text you guys back what happens. And if I still have a friend, we'll know.
You got it. Thanks,
Thank you, Al.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day. Love you.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life, only on Kiss.
I saw Captain Marvel this weekend.
And?
It's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's okay. She's good. Brie Larson's good.
But
Sam Jackson's great, and it's so wild what they can do now with tech.
Yeah.
Because they age him back to
a young man.
And you don't even notice. Like, that's the thing, is that it looks and sounds just like Sam Jackson. And you just start to think that that's what Sam Jackson looks like. And then we were leaving, and I showed Roxy a picture of what Sam Jackson actually looks like, and that he's 70 years old.
Yeah.
And she just didn't even, it's just so hard to comprehend, because we all know Nick Fury, and we all know Sam Jackson, and he's a very young-spirited man.
Sure.
But he is 70. And when you watch him in this movie, you don't even notice.
Really?
Like, you don't even, there's not
So how
one
do they do that
moment.
in the movies, though?
I don't know, man. Witchery.
Like,
there's not one moment where you even look at him and go, oh, that sort of looks weird. Like, not one
Like, did he
single
have to,
moment.
Do you think during the filming of Captain Marvel, Sam Jackson had to wear something on his head the entire time so that in post-production they can go in and like edit his whole face?
No, I think that the only thing he would have to wear
younger?
at that point would be maybe dots on his face. Just like small little tiny just points of where they can track them. But I don't think it takes much these days to do that. Like it's
just like
really,
little white dots?
Yeah, it's really wild. It's a fascinating thing what they do to Sam Jackson in that movie. Like it's really incredible. Brie Larson's good. I liked all the characters. I just didn't really like the story. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I wasn't particularly super hype on the story, but I prefer anyway. I like all those characters better when they're in the Avengers as opposed to their standalone movies.
I hear you.
Like I love Doctor Strange in the last Avengers movie, but I was okay with the Doctor Strange movie. I thought it was fine. But I really enjoyed Doctor Strange in the Avengers. So I prefer what they do with these characters when they're in sort of in the collective, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Captain Marvel in with the Avengers. I will say that everybody knows this. There's 2 scenes after the credits.
Yeah.
One is, I guess they're both plot, but one is just a direct continuation that leads right into Endgame. And then, and then the other one is just with the cat, because the cat plays a huge role in this movie. Which is another reason why I like the movie a lot. No, it's not a spoiler. But no, it's okay. Like it's fine. It was fine.
Now, it
was fine. It's certainly not a masterpiece. And anybody who's saying that it's a masterpiece is delusional. Like I will go as far as saying that it is very much far from a masterpiece.
Now, do you do what I do after watching any of these Marvel movies and go searching for additional information on where I look for information on where in the Marvel, it's very nerdy, where in the Marvel Cinematic Universe timeline this is in relation to other things that are happening.
No, this is very easy because it takes place in the 90s. So it happens before all of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the first.
Yeah.
She's the first of them. Nick Fury, there is no Avengers until he meets Captain Marvel.
Gotcha.
Right? So there is no... Wow, please. It takes place... the first 10 minutes of the movie, she lands in a blockbuster.
Oh, okay.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Record breaking. Yo, man, Us smashed it.
Yeah.
In the box office over the weekend. $70 million. Double of what Get Out did. No surprise, though.
No, because people didn't really know what Get Out was when it first came out.
And the hype around Us was just incredible. And I'm so happy this movie made.
Did you see it?
I didn't even watch it yet.
Oh.
But I was
scary
just...
for you.
Please.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, listen, the first time I saw that trailer, no lie.
Yeah.
It did freak me out.
No, it's too scary.
I'm not that scared.
Yeah, okay, right.
At all.
Whatever, dude.
Did you watch it yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I got so much going on. There's so many great movies that I want to see. I definitely want to see this, but we were out with Rox on Saturday, and we were going to we went for dinner and then went to a movie, so we went and saw Captain Marvel. But
why don't you see this? Was she too scared? Too scared.
You can't take a kid to go see Us.
Why not? It's got kids in it.
Hell no.
The movie's got kids in it.
Hell
There's 2
no.
kids.
Hell no.
Totally relatable.
Like, I got to smuggle her in under my coat. You know what I mean? You can't bring a kid. And I don't know what age, because my mom let me watch real jacked up movies. Like, I was probably way too young, maybe 6 when she let me watch Friday the 13th with my brother.
6?
Maybe, yeah. And I remember our parents, my parents left us alone. It was me and my brother and my cousin. And we were at my aunt and uncle's place, and my mom and dad and my aunt and uncle went out, and they left my brother, who was maybe about 9 at the time, in charge of us. And we were in the basement, and they just left us with a VHS of Friday the 13th. And it was like 2:00 in the afternoon, and we just popped it in and watched it, and we watched the whole thing. And right at the end, when he comes up out of the water in the boat, we all ran up out of the basement, out the front door into the broad daylight and sat in the middle of the front lawn until our parents got home.
Oh, man.
And I still am haunted by that. Not so much by the scene in the movie, but just how I felt. I still remember that feeling of just absolute terror.
Really?
Yeah. And as much as I would love to see my kid just freak out, I can't scar her like that.
Yeah.
It's permanently damaging. It does permanent damage.
I think the very first scary movie I watched by myself, I think I was about the same age, like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And it was Poltergeist.
Yeah.
I was home alone.
That's
and
another one.
I watched that by myself.
Yeah. Not cool. Why do you even have access to that?
I don't know. My parents went to Nob Hill Farms for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I was home alone. And what am I going to do?
Yeah. Like, did they just rent it and you just threw it in the VCR? Or what happened?
I think. I don't know.
Yeah. They didn't own it. Your dad didn't own Poltergeist. I would think of your dad completely differently right now if I turned out that he was the guy that owned Poltergeist.
Imagine.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Why are you single? That's the question for you listening right now.
Why are you single?
Why are you single?
Oh, no.
Now, it can be choice. That's totally fine, too.
You sound like every aunt and uncle I've ever had prior to
that's
meeting
what I'm going to be.
Meeting Jenna.
Yeah.
Why are you single?
Yeah.
Why you don't get married?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm going to be that aunt and uncle right now.
Oh, my God.
Why are you single? Just because I'm curious to find out why you single. Because I'm just going through this new stat here where they say for the first time ever, 51% of young people are single. That is the highest percentage ever.
I think because they want to be, right?
Well, no, that could be a reason. It could be. It could
Focus
be one
on career.
reason. It could be one reason. So they say for the first time ever, the majority of young people are single, according to a new survey. It found that 51% of Americans between 18 and 34 are now single. The study's been going on since 1986. So for the first time, they've climbed above 50%. So the majority of people between the ages of 18 and 34 are now single. So it could be by choice. That could be one reason. But the question, and you can text us at 925-555, but why are you single? Now, for me, what I see is that the sort of currency of a relationship and is at an all-time low because things are just very easy now for people to have many disposable relationships, hookups, than it is to establish something. There's no pressure or there's no need to establish something to get the things that you all get now from just simple hookups. In order to get that kind of companionship and the physicality and all that other stuff, you needed to put the work in. You don't have to put the work in anymore because it's all just right there for you. It's very easy.
Oh, way too easy.
So I guess that's the question is why you single?
We're going to be that annoying grandparent or aunt and uncle that are always asking you every time you show up to a family event. So, how's life?
Yeah.
Are you seeing anybody? No, why not?
Yeah. And we're not trying to say you need to be hooked up.
No,
that's
for
fine.
sure.
It could be a complete choice. If that's your answer, and that is you're just fed up and you don't want to deal with it, that's the answer to why you single. But I think that there's more than that. I think there's got to be a lot of different answers for this as far as why you single.
Okay. Hey, Kiss, it's Roz Mocha.
So I'm single because guys aren't what they used to be.
Wow, guys aren't what they used to be. What if it's women aren't what they used to be?
Well, I can only tell you about my experience with men.
Sure.
They just are. They tell you what you want to hear, and they get what they want, and then they usually just leave.
Yeah. So you want to make men great again?
Yeah, like there's no more holding the door open. There's no more anything.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want like the romance, whereas guys that you're meeting just want to say what they have to say in order to hook up.
Yeah.
All right. But you want like a little chivalry, right? Like you want you're sort of you want a little old school, but don't overstep, which is a tough thing to balance for anybody.
Yeah, like I've been single now for 5 years, and it's just because every single time I meet somebody, they pretend to be something that they're not, and then they turn into something different.
Now,
so I'd rather just
guys like in person or all through apps, online stuff?
Online, because I work and go to school and I have 2 kids, so it's really hard to get out.
Yeah. A lot of the texts that we're getting at 925-555, I would say like majority of them are just saying it's because of internet dating, because of swiping on your phone.
Yeah.
That's why these relationships don't work out, because it is for a quick hookup and move on.
Too easy.
Thank you so much for calling in today.
Thank you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
What's the weather like for the Jays home opener?
Oh, shut up. Enough with the baseball.
Oh, wow. 8 degrees on Thursday.
My dad's
Tomorrow.
going on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because they're handing out bobbleheads. He always gets there 2 hours early for a bobblehead.
Right. God, 2 hours early. Could you imagine getting 2 hours early? Baseball games are already long.
Yeah, they're like 3.5 hours.
Is that
sometimes.
how early you have to get there to get
My
the free
dad
stuff
gets
to
there
give away?
super early.
How much stuff does your dad have from Jays games when they give out all the free stuff?
He has a showcase down in the basement full of bobbleheads and trinkets and mug cozies and stuff.
Because you always wonder when you're at those events where they started handing out like a towel and stuff like that. And
I never bring the towel home.
like who keeps this stuff?
Frank Sherman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Maury's dad has a
does your
cabinet
dad-
full of it.
Is your dad the type of person that will go to a game and let's say they give the towel, they call it a rally towel.
Okay, it's a rag.
It's a towel.
It's a rally rag.
It's a schmutta.
It's a hand towel.
Yeah.
If
It's a
anything.
rag.
Or a rag.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
Call it what it is.
So when
Nothing wrong with a
fans
rag.
at the end of the game will leave their rags on the back of the seat, will Frank, your dad, walk around Rogers Center collecting as many of these rags as he can to bring home?
Absolutely. He also sent my little brothers back once they go through the ticket check.
Yeah.
He'll send them back to say that they didn't get one.
Wow. Wow.
Frank Sherman, come on, dude. It's a rag.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
And Cardi B, we were talking about this yesterday. A 3-year-old video resurfaced where Cardi was talking about her old days as a stripper and how she used to lure guys to a hotel room and then drug them and rob them. And she just sort of threw that out casually. And then this video went viral 3 years after the fact. So she released a statement yesterday saying, so I'm seeing on social media that a live I did 3 years ago has popped back up. A live where I talked about things I had to do in my past, right or wrong, that I felt I needed to do to make a living. I never claimed to be perfect or come from a perfect world. And with a perfect past, I always speak my truth, always own my stuff. I'm a part of hip hop culture where you can talk about where you come from and talk about the wrong things you had to do to get where you are. There are rappers that glorify murder, violence, drugs, and robbing, crimes they feel they had to do to survive. I never glorified the things that I brought up in that live, and I never even put those in my music because I'm not proud of it and feel a responsibility not to glorify it. I made the choices that I did at a time because I had very limited options. This doesn't make it right.
No. It still doesn't make it right. No, of course not.
When
you can't go and say, "Oh, that's just hip hop."
Yeah, you can't put something off as saying, like a lot of people were saying that that's just street culture or hood culture. But when people do this stuff, that's why people who do this stuff go to jail.
Yeah, she drugged a man.
Yeah,
many men.
And robbed them like a predator.
Yes.
And to just say that you had no other choice in life is the worst excuse ever.
Could you imagine if somebody like Lil Wayne said, "Oh yeah, I used to drug girls and rob them"?
Yes.
How different the story would be?
I watched another video she did where she was talking about how to get back at a guy if he cheats on you. And what she had said was, you don't sleep with another man. What you do is you take him back to your place and you get him all hopped up on perks. And then you tell him that you're going to have a threesome. And then you bring, quote unquote, a tranny over. And then when he wakes up the next day, you tell him that he was with a tranny. That's how you get back at a guy who cheats.
Oh my
quote
God.
unquote. Yeah. Like, straight up.
You got problems, Cardi
Straight
B.
up. But I think that what everybody's misunderstanding is that this doesn't change the way people feel about Cardi B because this is the stuff people love about Cardi B.
Yeah.
This is why Cardi B has those fans.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yeah, Maury embarrassed himself last night.
Yeah, I saw a thing on social more where you were wearing a dress around somewhere holding Fiji water. What were you doing?
It was my entrance to the Rogers Product of the Year Awards. I was the Fiji water boy.
Okay. Because you had to dress like the Fiji water girl?
Well, I thought it would be funny.
Fiji water man.
Did they ask you to do that? Or did you
No, it was my idea.
Oh, of course it was. There's all sorts of pictures I'm wearing on social wearing a blue dress carrying out a tray of Fiji water. So what were you doing? You were hosting an event?
Yeah,
nice.
You knew that you were wearing the dress, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why were you wearing thick, like, construction-style worker socks?
Because I wanted to keep my feet warm.
Wow. Okay, so what you were hosting, they asked you to host. Sometimes this happens, just so people listening know, oftentimes, Maury and, well, we all will, I rarely do it, will get asked to like host events or an awards show or a charity gala or whatever it is, because they want you to stand on stage, tell some jokes, and then afterwards you take pictures of people, and it's cool. And so you showed up in a dress dressed as a Fiji water boy
for the Rogers Product of the Year Awards.
Fiji water man.
And in as history will tell us, because I have the audio proof, anytime Maury's behind the mic in front of an audience, he can't help himself but to try and tell jokes.
Of course, he's the host. He's the MC.
The problem is he's not the best joke teller.
That's true.
So the jokes usually just fall flat.
Yes.
Into a crowd.
Is that what happened?
Who are just like not
Why
responding
not just show
whatsoever.
up and do your job, man? Just show up and do the job.
So this is what happened yesterday with Damnit Maurie in front of a crowd. How many people? Like thousands. Was it thousands or hundreds?
Yeah, hundreds.
Hundreds of thousands.
Longos! Gluten-free never tasted so good. A stone-baked pizzeria-style crust with a blend of Big Word, Asiago, and cream. When it's a big word, I just say, big word. Because really, the only store that is a grocery store one way and a football call the other. Longos, go long! All right, next award, please.
Wow.
Oh, Haagen-Dazs, and we're not even doing this on Sunday. Get it? Sunday. How did Reese eat her Haagen-Dazs? Witherspoon. Haagen-Dazs, the one thing that makes my husband happy. Whirlpool! Cut out routine steps and get the right settings every time with this self-cleaning double wall oven. It's getting hot in there. Take out all the food. Who wants dessert?
Wow.
Enjoy. We'll be back momentarily.
So, like, the loudest cheer, where it sounded like it was from two people, you got yesterday was when you asked who wanted dessert.
Now, did he get a louder cheer when he asked if he wants dessert, or when he told the crowd he was going to step away from the microphone?
Probably that one.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, Adil.
Hi, Roz and Mocha. I'm so excited.
All right. So, Roz, Adil texted us.
Okay.
With a question.
Sure.
We answered this question on a previous episode of the Roz and Mocha Show podcast in a segment called Ask Roz and Mocha, which doesn't happen on the live show. You can only get it on the podcast, where people will go to Instagram, ask us questions, and we'll run through all the questions and try to get through as many answers as we can.
Right.
So, Adil, your question is what?
How did Roz and Mocha meet?
Oh, God. Like, how did we meet, or how did the show start?
Well, like when was the first time you guys got together? Yeah. How did you know each other? That's what the thing is.
So, like, years and years ago, this frequency, 92.5, was a top 40 radio station when we first debuted in 99, okay?
Is that what it was, 99?
It was 99. And I was working here at that time. I was just a baby. Not on the radio. I was working behind the scenes, working in promotions, kind of working my way up, right? And then there was a brief moment in time where I left the radio station and I went and I lived in Calgary. I worked in Kitchener. During that time, Roz actually came to work for the radio station as well. And he was a producer of the morning show that was on at that time. Between Calgary and Kitchener, I moved back to Toronto for a couple of months, and I worked at this radio station again behind the scenes, not on the air. Roz worked here at the exact same time as well, but we didn't know each other. We knew of each other, would pass each other in the hallway. Hey, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. Nothing like...
I don't even remember that.
You don't?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no. I don't
remember, I would walk in the morning, I'd be like, hey, Roz, and you'd be leaving?
No.
With your backpack, your tight pants, and your wallet chain?
Nope.
Really?
Don't remember any of that.
Black leather jacket?
I have no recollection.
Are you serious, dude?
Okay. Every memory of my life I have of me in tight pants and a black leather jacket. So you saying, you don't remember that day? Tight pants, black leather jacket? No, I don't.
So I then went and lived in Kitchener, worked for a radio station out there, and then in 2009 was asked to come back to Kiss 92.5 and to work the afternoon show. But when they asked me to work the afternoon show, Roz had already accepted the morning show position.
Right. Yeah, and geez, and then there was like, who do I do the show with? And they played me some of Mocha, and I was like, that's the guy. And then they played me a bunch of other people, and believe me, like every single person that was on the radio at that time, and people who are still on the radio, were tripping over themselves to come and work on this show. Trust me, trust me on this. Tripping themselves to come and work on the show. And I always just kept going back to Mocha. I loved him. I thought that he was the guy, because I'd never hosted a show before, and he was just awesome. I was just so blown away by him. And then we made this decision, me and our boss at the time, we're like, okay, this is going to be great. So let's call Mocha and just tell him that we want him to do the show with you. And I was like, great, this is going to be great. And then they called Mocha and they were like, hey, guess what? Good news. You're going to do the show with Roz. And Mocha was like, no.
Yeah, legit. I was like, with who? Tight pants and wallet chain?
Yeah, and
fam, I'm good.
And it had nothing to do with that, you jackass. And anyway, and then so one thing led to another, and Mocha and I wound up doing the show. But as far as when we got together to like hang out, it was when we had already both decided that we were going to do this show. So like the first time Mocha and I actually like went out, socialized, and had a drink, we were like, the Roz and Mocha show already sort of existed, but we had never actually sat down and had a conversation.
Yeah. We met up like a week before the show actually went live on the radio.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then the second time we saw each other after that was like the day that we had to do the show.
It was, yeah. It was real. I knew nothing. I knew very little about him. Like we literally, you put two strangers in the room, because most people who start doing these shows, they know each other from the industry or they know each other from wherever. But with Mocha and I, they literally put two strangers in the room and just let us try and figure it out on our own. And,
okay.
Here we are 10 years later.
Now that I think about it, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember you don't remember me.
I don't remember you. Yeah.
So do you remember, though, when I was working for that radio station in Kitchener?
Okay.
It was a top 40 radio station as well.
Yeah.
And the station was owned by the same company that owns ET Canada, where you work now, and you had been working before.
Yeah.
Do you remember you and I talking on the phone for my radio show over there? Do you remember me calling you and being like, just talking entertainment stuff?
Not specifically, no.
You don't remember any of that?
But I sort of do, because I did like hundreds of those, right?
But like specifically with me.
No.
You don't remember any of that?
No.
Bro, we talked like enough times.
No, I don't.
Oh my God.
No. Yeah, no. Like, no, but don't get me wrong. Like, I knew your name. Like, I knew who you were, right? I knew who you were. I knew like where the thing was. But if you ask me, do I remember those conversations? No, I don't. Do I remember calling into your show? Yes. I have no idea whether I even enjoyed myself.
Wow. To the heart. Thanks, bro.
Yeah. But now look at us.
Happy as can be.
Well, I'm glad it happened. Yeah. The show started.
Yeah, no, listen, man, I'm happy too. This is like the most fun. These past, creeping up on 10 years is the absolute most fun I've ever had in my entire career.
Right.
And I've been doing radio. At the end of March will be 20 years I've been in this industry now. And this is legit the absolute most fun. And I would never want to do another radio show with anyone other than Roz.
I will say it's been okay for me too.
Wow. Bro, like, to the heart, dude.
No, I really want to say that you guys are really amazing. Like, you really make my every morning, like my drive to Toronto from Mississauga, not boring at all. So I really want to thank you guys for that.
Thank you so much, Adil. Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
I knew this question you would. Well, to be very honest, first I'll start with the diplomatic answer that you guys are both complimenting each other, which is the best. But I will give the edge to Mocha's laugh. Like, I really love his laugh.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, man.
Later, bro.
I love you, Roz, too.
Yeah, great.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So they say, people always talk a lot about privilege, white privilege and all that other stuff. But there's no privilege that is stronger. And I've said this forever. If you want to actually talk about privilege, the privilege that does 100% exist is good-looking privilege.
Oh, here we go.
What's the matter, Maury? You can stay for this. Maury just came in the room, and then as soon as I said that, he was getting him to leave.
I'm like, I got nothing.
No, because it is. There's wealth. If you're wealthy, there's millions of examples of the world opens up to you. But more importantly than even being wealthy is if you're good looking.
And you have both.
Thank you. No, but
fair.
Listen to this. So what they did was, according to a new study, attractive people are almost 6 times more likely to get a job interview than someone who is just as qualified but not as good looking.
And you have 2 jobs.
And I didn't have to interview for either of them.
That's so true, bro. That's so true. You just got the phone call. Hey, you want to work here?
Yeah, okay. So here's what they did, though, and it's really interesting. Researchers sent in applications to a bunch of different jobs, and in the application, they included pictures. Sometimes it was a good-looking person. Sometimes it was a less attractive person. They found that the attractive people received interviews 1 out of every 6 jobs they applied for. The less attractive people with the same qualifications got 1 out of 33 interviews.
1 out of 33?
Exact same qualifications. And the difference is far worse for women than it is for men. Attractive men received 5 times more interviews than less attractive men, and attractive women received 8 times more interviews than less attractive women. Like, that is the privilege that does exist is for good-looking people, regardless of race. If you are hot, the world, you know, I've met people before. You know, when you meet somebody, you look at somebody and you go, you've never waited in a line your entire life for anything, have you? Right? And you know you're right.
Is that what you say to yourself when you walk by the mirror?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hi, it's Roz Mocha. Who's this?
Yeah, it's Chase.
What's up, man?
I see that you're letting people do the Let's Do the News. I wanted to try that.
Oh, come on. All right. You know what to do?
Yeah, of course. Who doesn't?
Hold on a second.
Apparently...
Pause for 1 second. Look, where's Maury?
Oh,
Maury.
hold on.
You're such a jerk. What did you say your name was?
Chase.
Chase. That's what tipped me off, because I'm like, you know what? That sounds a whole lot like a guy who uses his body for a living.
Also, listen to the echo.
I know.
Maury, we've said countless times, whenever you call into the show
Yeah.
and you're in another room, you cannot leave the door open and crouch underneath the desk that's next to the door that's open. Because we can hear the echo.
Hey, Mocha, you ready?
Yes.
Let's do the news!
A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
I just saw the poster for the live action Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Yeah.
The live action Dora the Explorer movie.
Oh, yeah.
And Boots is in it.
He is.
She's got Boots. I mean, Dora's a little bit older. She's like a sort of
teenager.
Yeah.
Right?
Where Dora was like 7 in the show. But here's the synopsis. Having spent most of her life exploring the jungle with her parents, nothing could prepare Dora for the most dangerous adventure ever.
Dangerous?
High school. Always the explorer, Dora quickly finds herself leading Boots, Diego, and a ragtag group of teens on a live action adventure to save her parents and solve the impossible mysteries behind the lost Inca civilization.
So it's like Tomb Raider, but Dora Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Okay.
It's Dora Tomb Raider.
I remember when they
Boots
released...
is in it, but he doesn't have boots.
Wait, what? But isn't his name Boots?
Yeah. Her monkey is in it. I saw a picture of Boots, but he's not wearing boots.
But his name's Boots.
Of course it is, yes.
He should be wearing boots.
Thank you.
I remember when they released the picture of the actress playing Dora.
Yeah.
This is like a few months ago.
Yeah.
And people were losing their mind. They were freaking out because of her age. They were like, Dora's not supposed to be this old. She's not supposed to have boobs. Why does Dora look so old?
Oh, I know. But there was a version of Dora that had a couple of seasons where they did age her up. They turned her into a young teenager. It wasn't as great. She didn't have Map. It was Map app. So Map became her phone and there was no boots.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They eliminated boots.
They eliminated boots. Yeah. So not as good. Candy Crush, Mortal Kombat, and Centipede headline the class of video game Hall of Fame nominees.
Hold on, Candy Crush already?
Already,
That's
yes.
like, when you look at the history of games that have been in that nomination run.
Yeah.
They're usually like stuff that have been around for years, sometimes decades.
So fans will get to vote until March 28th. So here's the list of 12 nominees. The inducted titles will be announced on May 2nd. The nominees are Super Smash Brothers Melee, Sid Meier's Civilization, Missed, Half-Life, Dance Dance Revolution, Colossal Cave Adventure, Candy Crush, NBA 2K, Super Mario Kart, Microsoft Windows Solitaire.
Holy cow.
Right? Solitaire. Everybody in the face of the earth has played Microsoft Solitaire.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat and Centipede. So those are your nominees for the
That's
Video Game Hall of Fame.
Incredible.
Yeah. So Donald Trump is celebrating the Bob Mueller findings. The report was handed into Attorney General William Barr. President Trump's first reaction to these special counsel findings was a tweet where he simply said, "No collusion, no obstruction, complete and total exoneration. Keep America great." This was Donald Trump when he finally did speak to reporters.
It was just announced there was no collusion with Russia, the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. There was no collusion with Russia. There was no obstruction and none whatsoever. And it was a complete and total exoneration.
Well, Trump goes on to say this, poor me.
It's a shame that our country had to go through this. To be honest, it's a shame that your president has had to go through this before I even got elected. It began. And it began illegally. And hopefully somebody's going to look at the other side. This was an illegal takedown that failed.
Yeah, it did. Trump.
You failed.
He does look better after this weekend. It's funny that so many people are pissed off. Like, to me, finding out that Trump, after 2 years of investigation, that there was no collusion. People should be happy about this.
Yeah.
But people are pissed.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
Because they wanted him to be that evil
I know.
guy.
I mean, listen, there's a whole, go to the other side of the list. There's with everything that you can write a long list, but with this, it's interesting. Dr. Dre goes on Instagram. And posts how happy he is that his daughter got into USC, quote, all on her own, quote, no jail time.
Oh, wow.
Which is a shot, of course, at Lori Loughlin and
Aunt Becky, come on now.
Poor Aunt Becky. But then people started posting and pointing out that a few years ago...
This is when the internet detectives really come out to play, huh?
Yeah.
A few years ago, what did Dr. Dre do?
Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine donated $70 million to USC to establish the Jimmy Iovine and Andre Young Academy for Arts, Technology, and Business.
Oh, no. Don't tell me that his daughter is in that building.
No, but I mean, you can't say my girl did it all on her own.
Yeah.
No jail time for me. And they're like, there's a building with your name on it that you paid $70 million for. Not exactly like the level playing field here. You can't say no help. Did it on her own. When
Did
you wrote a $70 million check.
Like before he sent out that message, right?
People are dumb.
Before he went to IG and hit post and hit share.
No.
Did he not think that everyone was going to be like, Dre, did you not donate $70 million recently?
People are dumb. And The Conners was actually renewed for a second season, which is a bit of a shock.
What?
But but it did. Get
out of here.
Yeah, it started doing very well. The Conners will return for 2019-2020 season, according to the Hollywood Reporter. And from everything that I'm reading, the entire cast will be back. Wow. John Goodman, Laurie Metcalf, Lacey Goodman, and Ames McNamara will all be there for season 2.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
There is a curious lack of attention being paid by mainstream media to the Cardi B video that she posted on Insta. So I guess she was talking to fans or responding to criticism that she had things handed to her. I don't know how this started, but Cardi B was going on a rant about how she came from nothing. And it's kind of hard to hear, so I'll explain this here to you. So she was talking about how back in her stripper days that she used to lure men back to a hotel room by telling them that they were going to do it.
Yeah.
And then she would drug them and rob them.
Oh, wow.
So
Cardi B?
Yeah, so here, this is Cardi B.
So gangster. Was she recording that like in the bathroom where she was on one end of the bathroom and her phone was on the complete opposite end?
I don't know what she's doing, man.
That sounds terrible.
But, and it's interesting because automatically people are like, well, Cardi B is, what's the difference between Cardi B and R. Kelly and Bill Cosby? And then, of course, the allegations and what was proven with Bill Cosby and why he's in jail is that he was drugging people and raping them. And so people are saying, well, listen, Cardi B was just drugging and robbing. She didn't rape anybody. So leave the girl alone. This is just hood stuff.
Yeah,
I've heard the term hood stuff so many times with people defending Cardi B.
Yeah, but drugging is still drugging.
Drugging is a felony.
Yeah.
And so's robbing. Like drugging somebody is like 10 years.
I know
robbing
Cardi B
somebody is up to 15.
I know Cardi B is like straight up street, but wrong is wrong and crimes are crimes.
And it's so interesting to me that we all just sit and are amused by Cardi B. But companies like Pepsi have to realize that they're paying millions of dollars to a spokesperson,
Yeah.
do
it again? Okay, good. There. Because it's with 3 R's. You did the first time you did it with 5.
Sorry. That Pepsi has to realize that they're paying a woman millions of dollars who just did an Insta video talking about drugging and robbing people.
Yeah.
Like
Pepsi cares right now?
That's a problem.
Yeah, Pepsi don't care.
That's a real problem. And not and like when you go online, the people talking about it are like just fans. Like nobody's actually talking about this. It's kind of crazy.
I think it's one of those situations where people their response is, oh, it's just Cardi B being Cardi B.
Man. And Avengers, so I guess theaters in the States started blocking off time for Avengers.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, and it was unknown exactly how long Endgame is. But theaters, AMC in the States, started blocking off time, and then fans noticed. And Avengers Endgame runs 3 hours and 3 minutes.
Oh, boy. 3 hours and 3 minutes.
3 hours and 3 minutes. It's the longest of the 22 movies that led to this point.
Yeah, they had to. There's no way around not wrapping this phase of the story.
Yeah.
In less than 2.5. Absolutely no way.
It's 33 minutes longer than the second longest Marvel movie.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I cannot wait for Endgame. I'm going to walk into that theater with an empty bladder and no drink.
Yeah, no, good for you. I think you have to.
Yeah,
I think
just
you have
snacks.
to. Yeah. So there you go. So Avengers Endgame hits theaters April 26th. The runtime, 3 hours, 3 minutes.
I'm here for it.
A woman was arrested after barging into Justin Bieber's hotel room.
Uh-oh.
So I guess he was down in Laguna Beach. And there was a woman in her 30s who was drunk and partying, and then she got kicked out of the hotel, and then I guess she came back to the hotel and barged into Bieber's room.
Just walked in?
I don't know. And then he was like, hey, you. And then I imagine. I don't know. I don't have a quote here. I was just...
You went into full out George McFly from Back to the Future?
I'm just speculating.
You.
I'm just speculating. And then his security grabbed her
and said, hey, you.
And then they escorted her.
You get your hands off of the Biebs.
Out of the hotel room, and police have her in custody and have charged her with trespassing. So there's that. Facebook and Instagram have banned white nationalism and white separatism posts and pages from their platform. So Facebook has officially banned white nationalism and white separatism content. According to Gizmodo, the company announced the news on Wednesday, having previously already banned content relating to white supremacy. Now they say, quote, the overlap between white nationalism and white separatism and white supremacy is so extensive, we really can't make a meaningful distinction between them. They go on to say that they are redirecting people. So if you now go on Facebook, Maury, try this on your computer. I need you to type in on Facebook, I am a proud white nationalist.
Oh, shoot.
What? Because
yeah, why do it? Because it's the show. Come on.
It redirects you. They're actually redirecting people to a white supremacy nonprofit website called Life After Hate. So it redirects you. Even if you search for something, it will redirect you to a site that will sort of hopefully educate you on the content that you're searching for and the truths behind that content and the realities of what it is that you're actually looking for.
Oh my God, it totally forwarded me.
Thanks for doing that for me, Moore. He didn't do that at all.
Research purposes only.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Justin Bieber apparently not quitting music, and that new music is coming this year. Sources close to Bieber.
What?
Yeah. So
Did he say?
He did, but I think that his statement before was that it just wasn't a priority, and he was mainly talking about touring. That is what was really damaging to him, both physically and mentally. But sources close to Bieber tell The Blast that he was, quote, shocked by the reaction to a social media post this week when he said, music was very important to me, but nothing comes before my family and my health. Now, they're told that Bieber is making music.
Good.
And their sources say that he was trying to point out that he will only tour when he feels comfortable with his ability to give it his all. And they say that new music should be coming in 2019. So
I really like Bieber's verse on the DJ Khaled tracks.
Yeah.
The two of No Brainer and I'm the One.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite type of Bieber.
WOW Air ceases all operations. The Icelandic budget airline is no more. In a statement on its website, the airline, which had earlier suspended all flights, told passengers that they would that there would be no further flights and advised them to check with other airlines for ways to reach their destinations or to get home.
Oh, wow.
So, like, you got on, you left, and then while you're away, your airline goes out of business.
That sucks.
Yeah, but everybody took them because it was super cheap. Because I think that their deal was, it was to boost Icelandic tourism, right? So you could fly from North America.
Or Icelandic population now.
Yeah.
You could fly there.
Well, that's
Find a place to live.
That's the thing. This was the thing, right? Is that you would fly from North America you would book a European vacation. You would go to Italy, you would go to France, you would go to all these places, Portugal, whatever. But on WOW, what they would do is they would fly you through Iceland. So, and you had like a quick layover in Iceland. So you would spend a day in Iceland, spend some money in Iceland and boost Icelandic tourism. So that was their sort of model to get you to Europe was this stopover in Iceland. And that turned out to be a disaster apparently. And now passengers are stranded.
Roz and Mocha Q&A.
Ask Roz and Mocha. This is an exclusive to the podcast. It does not happen on the weekly show. This is where we take your questions from Instagram at Kiss925, and we'll try to answer as many as we can. We'll also invite one of you to be a part of the podcast of Ask Roz and Mocha to ask your question live. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Hi. Oh, my God. I'm so nervous.
Oh, dude. It's all good, man. It's all good. Take a deep breath.
Oh, my God. I'm talking to you guys.
Take a deep breath, Mark.
No, continue to be nervous. It makes me feel better about myself.
Oh, no, because I'm in school, and I'm like, I just had to get out of the quiet area, so I'm somewhere now.
Okay. So, Mark, what is your question for Ask Roz and Mocha?
Oh, yeah. My question is, would you be open to the idea of if they make a new Star Wars movie, but it'll be an origin story based on the Jedis and the Siths? Like it'll explore how the Jedis were made and the Siths were made and how do they have a conflict with each other. You'll still have the the droids and everything, but like it'll be like a long time ago.
Okay,
so it'll have nothing to do with story right now.
Okay, before we answer this, how do you feel about this, Mark?
I like history, in a way, and I like kind of explore these kind of things. So I'm actually more. I'm sorry, I'm just very excited. So
That's okay.
So you're open to the idea. You're open to the idea.
Yeah, I'm very open to the idea personally because like Star Wars is such a big thing that they could do so much with it.
I had to make sure we weren't being trolled because if Mocha and I were like, "Oh my God, that would be awesome," and then you turned around and told us why that would be a terrible idea, like I would hang up. I'd hang up so fast. I had to make sure we weren't getting trolled here. Would I actually be open to that? I don't know a lot about the sort of origins, and I know a lot about Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I don't know a lot about the stories of the sort of old Republic and even how the Jedi started or the Sith. I don't know the stories that deep. I know a lot of people who read the novels do, and they sort of know, how all of that came to be. But I'm kind of in the dark with all of that. And to be honest with you, I don't mind being in the dark with all of that. I don't necessarily need to know how the Jedi came to be, because I think one of the magical things about Star Wars is that it just starts and they exist. So you're already in a world where this existed. So would I like to see something from, eons and eons and eons before A New Hope, where it was the Jedi fighting the Sith and all that stuff? Yes, but I don't necessarily need an origin story on the first Jedi.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm with Roz. I'm okay with the cinematic universe that exists. I feel like if I were to start getting into the novels and the graphic novels and the comics and how they split so much and getting into outside stories of what we know from the movies, I don't know. I just feel like that galaxy, let's say, is too vast. I'm okay with knowing what I know from watching the movies, and I don't mind the timeline of events, because some of what you're saying, Mark, some of the questions that you've had, they kind of allude to or answer within any of those movies. So I'm okay with the knowledge that I have right now of the Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah, but I'm with you though. I think that Disney has to pay, somehow try and make back all the money that they spent on Star Wars, although they're doing a very good job of it. But they need to start turning massive profits, and they need to do that for multiple generations to come. So so the Star Wars stories will have to expand. I'm looking very much forward to the Jon Favreau Mandalorian show that he's doing.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
I think that's going to be really good. I even though I despised The Last Jedi, I will go and watch the next Star Wars movie, the J.J. Abrams one, just to sort of see how it all wraps up. I'm still going to go see that. But I want to see new stories. I'm glad that they kind of stepped away from all the origin stories. Like the Han Solo movie was fine. It was fine. Yeah. But it was just unnecessary. And I think that you could have taken the talents, and if you had to bring Ron Howard in to do a movie, and the cast, everybody was amazing. I love Woody Harrelson in all those sci-fi stuff. Like Woody Harrelson in The Hunger Games is amazing. Woody Harrelson in the Solo movie was amazing. I could watch that guy do anything, but I would just like to see an original story.
Yeah. I feel that too. Like, I haven't even watched the new Star Wars yet because I've heard of mixed reviews around it. So
you haven't watched Last Jedi?
No, not yet.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's tough. It wasn't good. It was really quite awful.
The new trailer's dropping soon, isn't it?
Well, because the movie comes out at Christmas. So.
Yeah, I think the new trailer's dropping sometime in April.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
it's going to be around, when they do like their Star Wars convention. I think that's usually in and around April.
Is it? Yeah.
When they have like the cast and the director and everything, and they debut like new droids and new toys, and it's typically then when they release the trailer.
And then they will most likely roll it out before Avengers Endgame in theaters.
Oh,
right?
Boy. Oh,
I'm surprised it's not on the May the 4th.
Yeah. May the 4th. I hope that helps. I'm always happy to talk Star Wars with Star Wars fans.
Yes. Thank you very much, guys. You guys are like the best radio show ever. Every time I listen to your podcast, I feel like, every time I tell myself, man, these guys, if I had brothers, you guys are it. Older brothers.
Aw, Mark.
So nice. It warms my heart.
Oh, you're the
Thank
best.
you very much.
Wait, do you have sisters?
Yes, I have 3 younger sisters.
Yeah.
Oh, what a diss to them, huh? We're not good enough siblings to you, Mark? You gotta go look for 2 older brothers?
I have you guys are 3 older brothers. I count Maury as one of them.
Oh, damn.
That's
bro.
that's a
Yeah,
mistake.
but like,
All right. Hey, Mark.
Right
Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
geez.
Remember, we're brothers.
The boy's already so super nervous, Mocha.
Oh, geez. I would say Roz because he can help me pick up women. But if I want,
Bro, I can help you pick up women.
but I will bring Mocha when I want to chill with someone. Like he's a really cool brother to chill with.
Okay, so you want me to help you get the woman, but on your date you want Mocha there?
No.
Oh,
But like if I want to chill out, like hang out and everything, it'll be with Mocha. But if I want a wingman, it'll be you, Roz.
Oh, I got you.
Definitely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks, bro. I'm a good wingman. I'm a real good wingman. I've been a wingman many times in my life. My track record for wingmanning is actually quite good.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Wow. All right,
brother.
buddy. Take care, man.
Take care. Bye.
Brian W. asks this question, fellas. Actually, this is specifically for you, Roz.
Oh.
How does Roz have so much swag, and can I have some?
First of all, Brian, do we still say swag? Because if we do, I'm fully on board with that.
For the podcast, yes, we say swag.
I miss saying swag. Why do I have so much swag? I wasn't aware that I had a lot of swag, to be honest with you. I don't consider myself to be a very swaggy individual.
Right, true. I agree.
Thank you. Jerk. I knew it was going to happen. And then, see, there's no win because if I go, oh, actually, how I have so much swag, you'd be like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
When has that stopped you before?
This is a tough question to answer. This is a really tough question to answer.
What is your style?
Like, I don't know.
Like, we always, like, joke around, the three of us, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
About your, like, tight leather pants and your leather jacket and all black everything.
Yeah.
Is that just, like, basically your closet? Like, if we went to your house right now and opened up your closet, would it just be...
Can we?
Would it just be, like, black shirts and black pants?
Yeah, I have. I found a pair of jeans that I like, and because I do the TV show, I have a clothing budget, which means that for purposes of doing the show and everything else, I can spend money on clothes and then they reimburse you.
Yeah,
and I found a pair of diesel jeans that I like, and they're black wax coated diesel jeans. And so they're not leather. They look like leather, but they're just waxed denim.
So they're flammable.
And I have 11 pairs of them.
11?
Yeah.
That is a lot of pants.
Yeah. I have 11 pairs of the exact same jeans.
Wow.
Yeah. And I wear them. And I still have 5 that have the tags on them. Because when I wear a pair, I wear them until they disintegrate or reek so bad that you have to get rid of them. And then I just go to the drawer and I cut the tags off a brand new pair and start wearing them.
Because do you not wash them?
No. Every now and then, accidentally, Catherine will wash them, and then some of the wax comes off because you're not really supposed to wash them.
Right.
And then the wax comes off, and then they just start looking like jeans. And who wants to wear jeans?
I recently went through all of my jeans. I had no idea I had so many pair of jeans.
Yeah.
I had I think 11 or 12 maybe, and I got rid of most of them because I had just had them in the closet for so long.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about them, and I got everything down to, I think, 4 or maybe 5. Yeah. And out of those 4 and 5, I probably wear 2 on the regular.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have 2 that I wear all the time, and there's 3 that have the tag because I've missed the window to wear them.
What do you mean you miss a window?
Well, because they
Like
fit
your waist
then, don't fit now.
Oh. And you keep them as one day I'm going to fit inside of you.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't have those jeans?
Gold jeans?
Yeah.
Yeah, my inspiration jeans.
Martin asks, how did Damnit Maurie and Damnit Matthew meet? Who asked who out? I'd love to hear the beginning of that epic love story.
We met at because I've seen him around often. Like I saw him around.
You were stalking
often.
him?
Well, for some reason, I saw him in my building. I saw him.
So you were stalking him?
I saw him at events and stuff. And then it was at the Much Music Awards. And then I saw him and I went up and I tapped him on the shoulder 8 times. I'm like, "Are you Matthew?" That was the first thing I ever said to him.
How did you know his name?
Because I saw press releases and blah, blah, blah. So I assumed that it was...
Matthew's a publicist for anybody who's not...
He saw press release.
Yeah, you have to say
And then
something.
he goes, yes. And I'm like, I'm Maury. Hi. And he's like, that's great. And then I remember at the end of the night, I went back and I tapped him again. I'm like, okay, I'm going home now. And he's like, Good for you.
So the exact same as right now.
Yeah. Now, physically, what did you look like then? Like, what was your hairstyle?
I had like a buzz cut.
Oh, you did?
I had no hair. Like,
Oh, wow.
Just, like a complete buzz cut, and otherwise I looked completely the same.
But like, were you dressed up?
I was
when
in
you met
a
him?
blue polo shirt.
Yeah. Oh, surprise, surprise.
So yeah, like normal.
Blue polo and jeans. And then I emailed him after we emailed back and forth, and I invited him over to watch Big Brother. And I remember when he came over, I left the door unlocked and I was in the shower. And I'm like,
Was that your move?
No, I was
What are you,
running
Harvey
late.
Weinstein?
I was running late. I'm like, just make yourself at home.
Why don't you come in here? You know what? My shoulder's a little sore. Why don't you give it a little rub here?
I mean, that is a good move. If it works, it's a great move. Like, on a date, not on a work meeting.
And I remember him saying to me that when he walked into my apartment at the time, he thought, no way in hell am I ever going to be with this guy, because I had 2 cats roaming around and the walls were covered in autographed headshots like a Jewish delicatessen.
Or like a
dry
stalker.
cleaner?
And he's like, what the hell is
Wait,
this?
what time? Can you remember what time you invited Matthew over to your place?
It would have been like 7 o'clock.
Okay, so why were you in the shower at 7 o'clock?
I guess after a nap, it was time to get ready. The boy's coming over.
Because that was his move. I'll leave the door unlocked.
And our first meal was cashew nut chicken.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's the story. And then they just fell in love, and Matthew was like, get rid of those cats.
Yeah.
And that polo shirt.
And Maury was like, okay, I'll get rid of the cats. What were your cats' names?
Marvin and Sonic.
You miss them?
I miss Marvin.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Damn, sorry, Sonic. He's got just on the podcast. Okay, this is such a weird question. This comes to us from Catherine, okay?
Sure.
I don't know what kind of TV shows or movies you're into, Catherine, or what other podcasts you listen to, but Catherine asks this. Roz Mocha, if you were planning on killing a coworker, and then in brackets she put Maurie, how would you?
Please say
coworker.
Kindness. Please say it with kindness.
Killing a coworker, how would you do it? Ooh.
You know, when I read that question, the first thing that came to my mind was strangle.
Yeah. But
because I think the obvious answer would be like, oh, just get a gun and shoot, right? But I don't live in a kind of world where I know people who have access to guns.
Wouldn't it be easier to just put something in my hot chocolate?
No, because then you're gonna find that. How would I kill Maury? Probably out of rage.
I thought you meant like.
I'm joking. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really interesting question. Like, if you wanted, because I'm trying to take this seriously here.
How?
Because you just like how you wouldn't get caught. Because the whole point would be to not get busted for it, right?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Like you would have to I don't know people who like you who have access to a gun, so I'm not going to shoot anyone.
Would you put ice on the floor and I'd slip and hurt myself?
No,
because then you may just get a bruise on your leg.
Yeah,
you won't die from that.
I know there's no security cameras on my street.
Mm-hmm.
So what I might do is when Maury's waiting in the car one day for me.
Okay, but hold on. There's somebody across the street that's always on the computer in their window.
Right, that's true. People do wake up
So you have to
early.
kill.
A
You
lot
have
of
to kill that
dog
person
walkers
too.
in my neighborhood. So then I have to kill my neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one's off. Maybe a trip and fall. Maybe we're walking down the stairs together one day and I accidentally lose my footing, but I'm still holding the railing. And as I lose my footing, I deliberately and make sure that Maury goes down all the way on his head.
Yeah, but he may just crack his skull and still be alive.
You know what? I would take that. That's one of those where you're like, you know what? Good enough.
Stay away from them stairs, Maury. Amanda M asks this question. Worst injury you've ever had? Most epic / dumbest?
Oh, okay. So where I've hurt myself? Because I've been injured. I've been injured more than most people I know. I've had massive hospital stays. And
I'm going to say when you broke your toe because you didn't wear shoes outside.
Maury, I've broken 12 toes.
You only have 10.
Yeah, I know. I've broken multiple toes multiple times.
12 times.
What have I done that is just out of sheer stupidity? I broke my, just drunk stuff. I jumped a fence and broke my foot and.
Yeah. I sat on my own testicles once.
Oh, I've done that many times.
Who hasn't?
Hurt.
When
it
you
was
slide
so
into
bad.
a booth?
It was. Dude, it was so bad that I had to go to the hospital and they had to examine and it hurt bad. Bro, I had to take a day off work.
Yeah.
Because it hurt so bad. I
Because of nut pain?
Yeah.
Wow.
You also
Yeah.
zipped up and you caught your.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
when
as
I
a
zipped
grown
on
man,
myself.
too.
You did
not
that
as a-
here.
Yeah.
Not as a child, but doing that as a grown man, that hurts a lot, too.
I got one.
What's that?
I sliced my finger off when I was putting the tricycles away at daycare. I wanted to help. And you put them in the garage.
You got
and
to.
I
You
sliced
can't
this
say
off.
stuff like you sliced your finger off.
Look at the scar.
You didn't slice your finger off.
Dude, so your finger
scar.
physically
No.
came
see the
off of
scar.
your
I know,
body.
But more, you
or
didn't
you cut
slice
yourself.
your finger off. You cut your finger real bad.
It was hanging by a thread.
No, it wasn't.
No, it
hanging
wasn't.
by
You're such a
thread.
liar.
I
Why
had
do you
to have
lie?
stitch- Look at this.
How many stitches?
This many. I don't
How
know.
many? Was that 6?
No, that's like 20 something.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
whatever,
Maury,
dude.
please.
You're such a
Maury, have you
liar.
ever seen what a finger looks like when it's come off and they got to put it back on?
No, but this was pretty close.
Whatever, dude. You cut
Please,
your finger when
Maury.
you were a child.
I have one finger that is much shorter than it should be.
Is it the thumbs?
No, my pinky finger, because of stupidity from fighting when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
So I have no knuckle on this hand right here,
Let me see.
on that baby finger, right? So there's no knuckle
Oh,
there.
wow. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So I
On
have,
your right hand?
Yeah, on my
Wow.
right hand. I have no knuckle there, and so if you come over here for a second, Maury, and look, if I go like this, that's as far in as it goes. Like if I put my fingers together, my baby finger sticks out.
Yeah, so your pinky and ring finger form a V.
Yeah.
How do you put gloves on?
Yeah.
You can't put your
No, that's as far in as it goes.
your pinky finger against your ring finger.
No.
Wow,
that's as far as it goes.
Really?
And then so here,
Can you
Maury.
wiggle it at all?
Yeah,
Like, can you wiggle?
yeah.
Oh,
I
okay,
can
you
do
still
all
do
that.
like
Yeah.
normal stuff.
Okay,
yeah.
so Maury, see, look at this. See on this hand right here. So my baby finger. If you hold your hand
On your
all
left
all
hand,
your
yeah.
fingers together, right,
Yeah.
and your palm towards your face. You see the lines underneath the tips of your fingers,
Yeah.
the sort of dividing lines. My pinky on my left hand comes up above that line on my ring finger, right? Like just
see.
above that line on my ring finger. See right there? See this line right here?
Yeah.
Comes up
Oh,
just
wow.
above that, right?
Yeah.
Now look at I'll show you my other hand. So look where this pinky finger comes up to.
Okay,
over
so that's
here,
your
Maury.
left hand. So
and then,
let me see your
I'll
right.
push this one there. See how much shorter it is? It's like it's a half inch shorter.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. So I have one of my baby fingers is a full half inch shorter.
to hold his hand.
Yeah.
Bro. Dude, that's super weird.
Yeah, I have one.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got that from fighting. So I got in a fight because I used to fight a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I got in a fight.
Like
and,
Kid Fight Club?
Yeah, but like old enough where it really hurt.
Oh,
Like
okay.
not Kid Fight Club. Like people would it was nasty. And
Yeah.
so I fought a guy and I broke my hand. And then they had to put me in a cast that looked like a giant boxing glove. So it was only my index finger and my thumb sticking out. All my other fingers were folded down into a fist,
Yeah.
into a giant cast,
It's
right?
like you're doing gun fingers.
Like gun fingers. Yeah. Everything else was in a cast.
Yeah.
And then so I had to have that on while it healed because they put a pin in my hand and they did everything else. And then so I got the cast off. I had the cast off for 1 week and I got in another fight and broke it again. And had to go back in for another operation.
You're scary.
And so the top of my bone right here on my hand, the top of the knuckle, like the ball part that connects with the other ball part,
Yeah, on your right hand,
was
yeah.
down in my wrist.
Oh my God.
Sticking out. So I broke it off, and then it moved its way
slipped.
all the way down, and my baby finger was hanging off my hand like a tail, like off the side of it with nothing holding it there. It was just loose inside the
flopping
skin,
around?
just flopping around.
Gross. Gross. So, Maury, you want to tell us a story of how you...
I sliced my finger off.
Yeah.
How do you type with that hand? Do you accidentally hit other?
I don't use it. I don't use it. And sometimes in the winter it'll freeze and I won't know. And then I'll put my hand in my pocket. I'll go to put my hand in my pocket and it will be hanging out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay. B asks, what's one thing people always misunderstand about you?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I will say something about you, Mocha, which is, I don't think anybody doesn't think you're anything other than a just wonderful person. But I don't know if people know how wonderful.
Oh,
you
that's
are.
really nice. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so I think that may be the misunderstanding is that they think you're nice and kind, but I don't know if they know to the level
Oh,
of
that's really nice.
of nice and kind. Just the fact that you remember everything about everyone. And it's funny, we talk about this all the time when the show first started. And when we were starting out on this show, because I still didn't know you that well when we were starting out on the show. And I remember that you used to take your vacation so you could take your goddaughter to Disney World.
Yeah.
And when you did that, I was like, you know what? This is a guy I want to work with forever because he takes that amount of time out of his life to go to Disney World with somebody who's not even his kid. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this guy.
Oh,
there's
that's so
nothing
nice.
wrong. So I would say that about you, Maury. Are there things people misunderstand about you?
Oh, can you answer for me, please?
Yeah.
Bro, you're not going to level up on that story right there.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
be careful if you.
No, Roz, go ahead.
I don't know if you want me to, Maury.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Do you want to say anything about yourself?
I don't know. Do you have anything where people misunderstand about you?
Nope.
No.
I can't come up with an answer. I think I just don't understand the meaning of misunderstanding.
Oh, okay. Here's what does happen.
Okay.
Is whenever anybody asks me a question about Maury, they're always like, "Oh my God, I love the show. You guys are so funny. Maury's hysterical." But like, be honest, is he really like that?
So they misunderstand me.
No, I think that they're
curious.
I don't think they want to believe you're you.
Yeah.
What do you tell them?
I tell them that we would never ask you to be that way because that would be cruel.
Great answer. You know what? I will say another misunderstanding that I've heard. So people who listen to the show who have never seen what we look like.
Right.
This is weird. They think that you, Roz, are black.
Right.
And they think that I'm white.
Really, huh?
I get
but you're
black man,
white
too.
and I'm okay. And I'm brown. Yeah, okay, Maury.
Seriously?
Sure.
People always say you sound like a tall black man.
Okay.
A tall black
yeah,
man.
I've never heard that in my entire life.
Yeah, a lot of people have said a lot of things to me about you. Like, believe me, a lot. Nobody has ever said, before I actually met Maury, I thought he was a tall black man.
I think it's my really deep voice.
Oh, God.
Okay. Next question. This is a really good one for you, Roz, because I think you would. You're just so good at this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So Stephanie says, "What would your dream home look like, especially for Roz? Like if you had free reign on designing / building a space for yourself, what would it look like? Because you have that mentality, that like architectural intelligence, let's call it, where design for you comes so natural."
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Is I was going to be an architect. I'm really into there's fad designs, which I do enjoy. I like a fad design that's going to come and go, and you but that's more sort of like decorating than actual design. I will always, regardless. I mean, I love modern, but I don't love ultra modern. I like flat roofs. I like tons of windows, and I like one floor. Right.
Yeah.
So for me, my ultimate aesthetic when it comes to the best house, right, is either going to be something that is a refurbished mid-century modern, which I love. Like if that sort of Palm Springs aesthetic where it's these sort of flat roofs with just tons of windows and everything else. So mid-century modern for me is where I always go back. That's sort of my number one. I love that look. I've always loved that look.
Yeah.
Just big fireplaces and...
you like all that natural light coming in.
Yeah. So I would say that like if you have to like search anything, like mid-century modern would be my sort of number one aesthetic when it comes to the design of a house.
Stephanie Lewis asks this question. Do you guys cycle through a regular list of meals, like spaghetti once a week, taco once a week, etc., or do you make new things most of the time? David Maury.
Because there's only so many things you can make. I mean, we usually start the week off with the same stuff. Like Matthew will make a chili, so it lasts a few days, and we always celebrate Fridays by ordering pad thai from our favorite pad thai place. And then when Matthew's away, like this weekend, I'll order secretly my favorite mac and cheese.
Right.
And then
why secretly though?
Because I'm not allowed to have mac and cheese.
Pad thai noodles, rice noodles, right? So
yeah, but we get the gluten-free
rice noodles.
Yeah.
But aren't rice noodles in themselves gluten-free?
I have no idea, so I click gluten-free. They give a gluten-free option.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I love pad thai.
Wait, you're not allowed to have mac and cheese?
Of course not.
What? Wait, why?
Because look at me, Matthew always says you don't have the body for mac and cheese.
Right.
Oh, ouch, that hurts.
So
I would disagree and say no, you absolutely have the body of mac and cheese.
It really shows.
So I order a large, wolf it down, and throw out the container and air freshen the room.
Right.
Wow. In our house, I think we do
You eat a
pizza.
lot of pizza and pasta.
We do pizza once a week and we do pasta once a week. That's the most consistent. Every single week, at least one day, we'll have pizza and or pasta.
I will often cook 3 different meals in one night. One for me, one for Catherine, and one for Roxy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time, though.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I don't
you like
mind
being
it.
in the kitchen,
Yeah,
yeah?
I like being in the kitchen. You're right. I will say that if I obsess about a meal, if I ever go back to a meal and eat it more than one night a week, sometimes 5 nights a week, and then I'll carry that over to 2 weeks. I do the same thing, which is I take a baked potato and I cook it and I put olive oil and salt and pepper on it. And then I take a salad and I put that in a bowl. And I put it in the bottom of the bowl and I cut it open, the potato. And then I put the salad on top of the potato. Then I put chicken on top of the salad. And then I eat everything with the chicken, the salad, and the boiling hot baked potato underneath it out of the same bowl at the same time. And that is my ultimate number one
What do
meal.
you do when you're cooking, though? Like, do you listen to loud music and dance around, or what is your thing?
Sometimes if I'm alone, I will, yeah. Or I'll talk to, oftentimes Roxy will be in the
I literally thought you were going to say, I talked to the cats.
No, I do talk to the cats because Fig's always on the counter up in my business. But anyway, yeah, no, I've always obsessed about food where if I get on a kick of something that I like, I'll just go hard on it.
Speaking of, by the way, that's what she said. Speaking quickly of food, this is easy. Where does Roz order his chicken and fries and gravy from?
Oh, like chicken fingers or like rotisserie chicken? Because Swiss Chalet to me is like rotisserie chicken, but I also love Portuguese chicken when you get one of those places because you get those little round potatoes and the rice and the everything else and the peri peri hot sauce, which is really great. So that is really my number one. Like if I'm ordering
Nando's,
Nando's does
real good.
I like Nando's rice as well. They do really great.
Oh my God,
rice.
the rice is so good.
Thank you.
But Jack Astor's chicken fingers.
Now chicken fingers, Jack Astor's has the best chicken fingers.
Absolute best.
Hands down, they do the best chicken fingers.
Yeah. Jack Astor's chicken fingers and fries. Oh, that's my go-to.
All right, there we go.
All right, every week on Instagram, you will find us at Kiss925. Post a picture on Wednesdays usually that reads Ask Roz and Mocha, and that is where you can ask your question. And on the following podcast, we'll try to answer as many of them as we can. We'll also invite one of you to join us to ask your question on the podcast. And again, wherever it is you get your podcast from, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Frequency Network, feel free to leave a rating and or review. Subscribe and share with your friends.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
Kiss925.com
or on the Kiss 92.5 app.